Yeah, you know what it is. Welcome to the best coast. Yo, it's Bronze Age nerd with that collecting elite. Big B McFly, steady bringing the vintage heat. Pull up a seat, we diving in the stacks. Silver to the bronze, got the knowledge on tap. From Kirby's Kings to the mutants, wow. We breaking it down in that laid-back style. So grab your snacks, let the panels unfold. This is comic book chilling with the stories we told. Comic book vibes, we flipping them pages. Legends and lore from all the ages. Golden to the modern, we talk that news. With Big B McFly and the nerd cut loose. Yo, you tune into that Bronze Age flow, where comics live and legends grow. Big B McFly in the cut, let's fly. Best coast, baby, comics are what saved me. Big B, yeah. Baby, comics are what saved me.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Best Coast Comics. We're your comic collectors over here on the Best Coast, the West Coast, coming to you live. Hopefully, enough of you got the memo about the new start time. We are starting at 8 p.m. Pacific time on Saturdays now. Works out better for everybody, I hope. Let us know what you think in the comments. I'm one of your hosts, Christopher, a.k.a. the Bronze Age Nerd, and I am joined, as always, by my esteemed co-host,
Inigo Montoya.
Well, I did not kill your father, so I think I'm safe.
I'm Big B McFly. That's Inigo. That's another guy I met today.
What's up, everybody? Let's say hello to everybody in the chat before I give you guys all the important news and notes. I guess the only one I really need to say is we are streaming on a couple different channels. We're streaming on my channel. Again, hi, Bronze Age Nerd. We're streaming on Inigo Montoya's channel. That is Big B McFly, the comic guy. And we're also streaming live over on the EXP. The EXP, if you're not familiar, is a great channel with lots of great comic book content. So we're kind of co-streaming to all three channels at once. If you're not watching on the other channels or you don't know about the other channels, links are in the description below. We got Kenneth Bird taking the gold medalist position. He says hello to everyone in here tonight. Hi to the EXP. Just talking about the EXP. That's awesome. And we have GT Key Comic, who is coming in with the silver medal. The silver medal, also a very coveted medal, but it's nothing compared to the bronze place medal. Jesse comes in. Hi, guys. It's Jesse over at Folded Corner Bookstore.
Hey,
excited
Jesse.
to work with you guys. Hey, Jesse. Hope you had a good night over there. Kind of segues perfectly in an announcement. I started a new position.
Absolutely.
So I am working for Jesse over there at Folded Corner Bookstore over at the Three Rivers Crossing Mall in Kelso, Washington. Stop on in. We do have lots of great used books, lots of great new books, lots of great collector's items, and a selection of comic books that we're looking to expand here in the future, and a website that I'll be working on and hoping to get some more sales on. So come on in. I'm working part-time over there. Really excited about the future. And congratulations on the bronze medal. That's our most important comment medal.
That is the most important. And I think it's a lot of graphic novels too. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, a lot of graphic novels and manga and all kinds of fun stuff. Preston is in the house. What's up, Preston? And we do have Richard. Richard making it to the show. We appreciate it. So yeah, I talked about it earlier. I won't, beat a dead drum too much, but beat a dead horse. Beat all kinds of dead things. But we are streaming at this new time, 8 p.m. Pacific time. I know it's a little later for people, but everyone was saying that they're still doing family stuff when we were streaming a couple hours ago. This works out better.
Everybody was showing up like right towards the end of the show.
Yeah.
So it made more sense.
And not only that, but also you were probably, if you were on the XP, you were just watching Jen over there. She streams every other week. We'll be on after her every week that she streams. So that'll be perfect. We don't interfere with her showtime at all. Folded Corner, I don't think they've had to ship anything yet. We're looking to change that. If you want to make some purchases over at readfoldedcorner.com, hey, that'd be awesome. There's some cool stuff up there. Check out the staff picks and the best sellers. Dan Parent's saying hi to Brian. That's awesome.
Famous artist Dan Parent. Are you there with him, Richard? I mean,
yeah, what the heck?
That's an honor. Thanks.
Hey, Richard, if you just in case you happen to be close by Dan Parent, can you remind him? Can you just tell him thank you from me for that donation he did for Heroes for Heroes? For those of you that don't know, we do charity fundraiser for veterans for Mission 22, and part of that is we get art from artists like Dan Parent, who donated some original art pages for us that we auctioned off. I think that was like 2 years ago. So I'd love to run into him again and see if he's willing to help out again. But hey, that was awesome. He did that. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely.
And thanks, Richard.
Hey,
Max. Yo, Big B.
Max, one of the one of the guests on the Sunday art stream. So
nice.
Good to see you, Max. Hopefully you can get some art into the community art segment here. We'll probably post the link for that in a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I'll get in early on that just to make sure. If you guys aren't part of our Discord server, it's a free Discord server, totally optional to join. But what we do at the end of the show is we talk about community art and we sneeze, apparently. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Bless
you.
Snuck up on me. I think there's like some, still some smoke from the wildfires here in the air. I think it's got at my nose when I went out. And I'll post that link right now so you can go join. If you have artwork that you want to share with us, we show it at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan remembered us. He remembered our beards. That's
awesome.
so nice of him.
That's cool. Thank you, Dan.
Dan was a really cool guy. And I've enjoyed following Dan on social media since then, especially.
If you guys aren't familiar, I mean, Dan, famous Archie artist, right? A lot of good girl art, amazing stuff.
Awesome homages to with those characters. For a lot of variant covers he's done, like exclusives and stuff. The gang is in the chat. What's up, the gang? We always love having the gang. Heck yeah, this is Max. Glenda Walker's in the chat. What's up? What's up? All you watching on the vertical chat, we are streaming also in the horizontal format. If you're watching on your phone, we still welcome you here and appreciate you being here. Yeah. I'm sorry for your
so much stuff going on.
Oh no, what happened to our eyes? Are we like Cyclops and we have to wear optic ruby quartz visors for the rest of our lives? I mean, I'd take that trade. Yay, horizontal now. Hey, we all wish we were horizontal, don't we? Various different ways. Tat Comics in the house.
Hey, Tat.
Oh, because you're gonna be going on Friday to Rose City Comic Con. I haven't figured out which day I'm going yet, but it actually looks like Friday might be the day that we end up going because I'm going most likely as a family, and that might be the best way to avoid some of the lines and all that stuff. Oh, hey, fair enough.
We have Adam, who's also
visually impaired.
Yeah, vision impaired. So welcome in.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll say hi to Awesome Sauce later. He always hates it when we refer to comic mystery packs as blind bags.
That's right. We need to call them mystery packs, not blind bags.
Preston, definitely going to try to take pictures. Took a lot at SummerCon. My daughter was so excited at SummerCon to go up to like all her favorite characters that were, people were doing cosplay and stuff and get pictures with them. And I'm sure it will be no different at Rose City. Although Friday is probably not the big day for cosplay there, but
yeah, Saturday's the big cosplay day. But
yeah, it happens to be on her birthday weekend, so Saturday will probably be a day we do like a party or something.
You guys, it's like your whole family has a birthday that month.
Yep, I'm the week before. She's the week after. My dad's the same day as her. It's crazy.
There you go. Yeah, it's like East of West. Good deal. That's a good book.
Nice, Max. Can you show me when your action figures? The action figures I have in the back. I should probably take some photos of them because they're really hard to see back there. But I can't really like easily grab my camera and pull it back there, and I'm not gonna pull all the action figures forward.
Sometimes Bronze will show off an action figure or two. Maybe that's a segment we need to add.
I mean, what I could do is I could, I've got some on the desk here I can show off. I probably should do an update on my Instagram of like what's behind me because people always ask. But there's the Symbiote Spidey. What else do I got close by?
I've got J. Scott Campbell Rogue.
There you go.
And I've got a
DD.
A Kenner Wolverine.
That's cool. I like that. See something a little different than just Marvel. I've got a Ultimates Lady J there.
I got this guy the other day.
Is that a fig pin?
It's a fig pin of Rogue. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, we could. I mean, maybe we should do something like that, like an action figure themed show or something. It's not unboxed yet, but I got a Larfleeze McFarlane figure recently. So,
yeah, I met Matt Richard at one of the shows. Yeah, I was interviewing a lot of the artists. I met Matt at a couple different shows, I believe. So,
Matt Flint. Oh, right on.
Yeah. So, hi back, Matt.
You ordered a commission from Sean Murphy Gordon about Batman. Okay.
Oh, nice.
I was thinking commissioned and Gordon in the same sentence confused
Commissioner
me.
Gordon. Yeah.
I got a commission from Commissioner Gordon. It's going to be
I ordered a Commissioner Gordon.
Sean Gordon Murphy Batman. You cracked open a soda or something the same time I took a drink, and I thought for a second that oh, hey, those are good. I thought for a second that my straw had a hole in it or something.
Yep,
oh, a statue. Okay, right on.
Here we go.
Yeah, unfortunately, the McFarlane distribution stuff for the Lantern Corps figures hasn't been so great. Like, I've got a Hal Jordan Green Lantern up on my McFarlane shelf. You can't see it. But I wanted to get like one of each of the Lantern Corps, but they haven't done a really good job with that. Anyhow, that's the hangout sesh for the show, probably. We just started, hey, we love talking to our chat.
We do. Hey, they're the third host of the show. So.
Yeah, exactly. So the third rotating chair is our audience. Should I show off some comics I got this week?
Absolutely. I heard you got some cool ones. So
I got some interesting stuff. Yeah, definitely. Not like super high dollar kind of stuff. I'm not in the market for that right now because I don't have a lot of money. But I had picked up some G.I. Joe stuff from a shop nearby not that long ago, and that was like G.I. Joe the main series, the Larry Hama Marvel books, and I had him hold some other stuff for me. So let's kind of show this off. The first two are from the G.I. Joe yearbooks. I think this gets me pretty close to all of them. I have to go and see which ones I have, but there's yearbook number 3.
I love that cover, Mike Zeck.
And yearbook number, is that 4? Yeah, yearbook number 4. I think I have 1 or 2 or 1 and 2. I have to go back and double check, but I know I didn't have either of those already. So getting close on the yearbooks. And then I've got just something you do not see very often, at least around here. Let me get these in some kind of vague order here because they're mostly in order. So you have the European mission issues. So I got number 1, and I'll show these a little bit more. I'll get the glare off there. So there's issue 1, which I don't think I've ever seen that in the shop.
That's nice.
Issue 2, and I'll go slow for these. Great cover there. Rattler, Snake Eye.
I love the Rattler. The Rattler's awesome.
Yeah. And then my favorite cover from the whole of the European mission story. This is issue 3.
Oh, wow.
That's
great.
Gorgeous.
Trying to make sure who did that? That's really good.
That one is great question. There's no obvious signature on it.
It kind of looks like Zeck, but
it does look Zecky, but then the inking looks a little unlike anything he ever gets inked. I'll have to go back and look up who all did these. I haven't entered them in my CLZ app yet. Then I have issue 4. And I'll zoom in a little bit on that one too so you can see the vehicle and all that fun stuff. You got the mine coming up against the killer whale there.
The whale. He's got some of the best vehicles on some of these covers.
Now, unfortunately, there's a little bit of a hole, so I jumped forward to issue 7. And you got low light staring down the scope really good. There.
Yeah, really
These
good.
These covers, I mean, they're great, dude. And this is my second favorite cover from this series. This is number 8. The snowcat falling off the cliff, and then the caption
Ice Road Truckers.
What would you like for Christmas, Flint? An ejector seat, a parachute, wings.
That's
I don't normally like dialogue bubbles on on covers, but
sometimes they're good if they're done right.
If they're funny, especially, right?
Yeah.
And then this
some of the Archie ones are really good.
Well, Archie's an exception, I think.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they're known for. This is my third favorite one, the Ice Spy.
Nice.
I'll get a little bit closer for that.
Scarlet action.
My little eye, she says. Nice. And then We have Sci-Fi, Beachhead, and Snake Eyes on issue 10, 3 of a kind.
That's cool.
And maybe it's just me, maybe it's just this area. I just do not see the European missions issues very often. And I mean, I'm not specifically trying to seek out every vintage G.I. Joe issue, but it did make sense.
Yeah.
I have most of the special missions, and I have 6 issues away from completing the original run. So I'm like, I probably should get some of the like tertiary stuff now. You got the Thrasher and the, oh my god, I'm blanking on the name of his vehicle right now. I don't know why.
Zanzibar though, right? And
it's Thrasher and, well, actually technically Zanzibar is the guy fighting at him, and then they've got Psych Out and Outback driving the vehicle whose name I forgot.
Is it the Road Pig, isn't it?
No, the Road Pig's another Dreadnought.
Or
God, why can I not remember the name of that right now?
Thunder Machine.
Thunder Machine. Thank you. Yeah, they're doing a new version of that for Classified too. That looks terrible, by the way. This is probably my least favorite of the covers, I guess. Just probably right there. That's issue 12. That's Super Soldier, by the way. Which the toy? It's funny. He looked nothing like that.
Oh yeah, Super Soldier is the one they did with all the different variations, right? That was the mail-in toy.
It's a mail-in figure. I don't think there were a ton of variations for Super Soldier. There were a ton of variations for Stardust.
Okay, yeah.
Oh God, was that his name? No, I'm actually not sure it was Stardust. See, apparently my mind has just turned to jelly. But there was like he had like a aviator helmet on, but he had different variations of his gun, different variations of his pants, different variations of his arms.
Some paint variations, and
Star Brigade. Star Brigade, that's his name.
Star Brigade, that's right.
Another amazing Rattler cover. That's issue 13, the Blitz.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
That's really great.
Wow.
And then I just got a few more, guys. So if you're getting bored of this, don't worry, they'll be over soon. Got issue 14, Falcon on the cover there.
That's cool.
I like that too.
It's one of my favorite episodes of the first miniseries when they're with the giant eels underwater.
Yeah.
I was like, why didn't they make toys of all those vehicles?
Large.
There you go.
It's awesome.
It's cool. It's a good word balloon on the cover.
And then I got 3 books over at my new shop. Picked up Absolute Batman 20. Gonna sneeze again. There we go. Absolute Batman 20 in pretty good shape. A lot of those arrived damaged to most shops, but they're in pretty good condition there. And then I got Absolute Catwoman #1, the A cover.
Hey, there we go.
And then I also got one of the variants.
And what shop is that?
That is Folded Corner Bookstore, Kelso, Washington, inside the Three Rivers Crossing Mall.
There we go. And hey, by the way, I love your shirt.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I finally can rip off that Jim.
That is a great cover. I love that cover.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites, dude. Yeah, especially from that run. There's some good covers on that run too.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion: why is Jim Lee's line 100 times longer than Chris Claremont and 200 times longer than Joe Rubenstein and Jim Starlin? Okay, well, that was not necessarily my experience. However, the con where I met Jim Lee, it was a VIP only purchase, so I guess automatically, I guess that's more exclusive. But right. I have seen Chris Claremont's line be massive. Like at Emerald City, his line was massive. I haven't had the pleasure of seeing Joe Rubenstein anywhere, so I'm not sure what his line looks like. But Jim Starlin had a pretty healthy line a couple times at Washington State SummerCon.
Yeah, it is pretty ridiculous. So sometimes you have some opportunities with some of those classic guys where you can walk right up, which is pretty amazing, actually. If you get that chance, even if you don't have anything to get signed, walk up and say hi and tell them how much you appreciate the work they've done.
That's a good point. Here's my take on that, Richard. Oh man, my camera's wigging out here. Here's my take on that. It's probably because Chris Claremont, Rubenstein, and Starlin have been there more often than Jim Lee.
Yeah.
I mean, Jim Lee is
Jim wasn't at Terrificon when the year I was there. And I think Terrificon makes they make an effort to make sure that they have a rotating cast so that the same people aren't there every year.
I think Rubenstein and Claremont have been there quite a bit though.
Yeah.
At least years that I've seen people, like I think Claremont was there last year because I think everybody that we knew that was going was talking about going up to meet him.
I've seen a bunch of Rubenstein Claremont remarks. That seems like they've been kind of on a whirlwind tour together, and both of them are sitting next to each other, and you can tell they're sharing markers because Rubenstein will be doing remarks with Claremont's stuff, colors that he's signing with, and it all matches and everything.
However, all that said, I 1,000% agree. Jim Starlin's line should never be shorter than 50 people long. Like, that's just my opinion. Jim Starlin
he's a legend.
I mean, you know, and if, in fairness, all 4 of those guys are legendary in their own rights.
Yeah.
I mean, but I also think there's something too when you're talking about an artist, a writer, and an artist who's a writer who's also responsible for some of the best runs ever. And classic too. We're not talking about something that's just from the 90s, which there's nothing wrong with something just being from the 90s, but you know, you're talking about 70s, 80s, you know, up until 90s and beyond. For Starlin, none of like Rubenstein and Claremont, like, you know, especially for an X-Men fan, there's a lot there. Jim Lee, there's a lot there for an X-Men fan, but also a ton for DC and, you know, all the Batman and Superman stuff. I think that really what it comes down to, though, and I hate to say this, but it's resale value. Like, a lot of people are going up to Jim Lee and they're getting stuff signed and they're selling it probably.
The cost of the autographs, though, is a lot different too. So
it's a lot different, but I mean, it still scales up with the aftermarket price in a lot of cases.
That's
too.
That's true.
I mean, like, I imagine, you know, Richard, you can tell us. I imagine Jim Lee's charging what, like $50 to $75 a signature, probably.
I think it's more than that.
Yeah. So
I'm sure the chat will be able to tell us what Jim Lee is charging for an autograph at Terrificon.
I mean, I think I had a pretty good deal. I don't remember the exact price, but it was like you could get one item signed. You got a free 11 by 17. Well, included, you got an 11 by 17 exclusive print signed, and you got something else too. I can't remember what else they were giving away. And I want to say it was like $100, and then it was not too much worse for just a couple extra items to get signed. If you wanted, like, you know, 5 to 10 items signed, it was going to get pretty expensive. But that's a good point, man. No, it's something we talked about too, with like Mark Hamill charging like hundreds of dollars for a signature to con, that kind of stuff. But it's like, you know, at some point they have to set their price because their line is so long.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, we've talked about that too, where there used to be, I remember back in the day where artists would be, it was free. And then the next time I saw them, it was free with a donation, but you'd see people coming in with an entire little wagon full of stuff for them to sign. And it was ridiculous. So,
I mean, I like the ones who are like, I'll sign as much stuff as you want, but I'll sign 5, and then you got to go back to the back of the line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can respect that. And if there's no line, they'll keep signing. I think Gail Simone had kind of a policy like that when she was signing. Something similar to that anyway. A lot of writers have policies like that. A lot of artists, it's a little different.
I've also heard the one where they say if it's personalized to you, it's free. But if
Larry Hama is that way.
If you just want my signature, then it's going to cost.
Yeah, Larry Hama does that. That one to me, though, people can do whatever they want, but that one's a little silly because it's like, I know they can't tell, but like, just because I don't want something personalized doesn't mean I want to sell it.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I don't necessarily like to have all my signed comics looking different than on my other, like most signed comics, it's just their signature, right? But I do have Larry Hama. I had him personalize some because I'm like, well, I'm never getting rid of it. It's fine, you know. So
yeah,
it's okay, but it is a little weird,
you know. And then if you pass away, then your family has to find somebody with the same name as you to sell to.
Yeah, there you go. But hopefully they'll never want to do that too, but they probably will.
You know, I was just thinking that, like, am I going to be that turned off if I find a book that's like signed by Jack Kirby, but it says like to Joe on it? I'm not going to, it's still going to be signed by Jack Kirby, you know?
Yeah, but there is something about it. It's like, it's like order of priority, right? Like I'd rather have it signed. Secondly, I'd rather have it signed made out to me, and then third, I'd rather have it signed made out to somebody else, right? Like
Right, but some of those guys, they're not signing anything else. So
exactly.
it's like,
Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
at some point you just hope what you can get. But I mean, then again, most stuff by Jack Kirby, most stuff by Ditko, or and a lot of stuff by Stan Lee, even it would be signed on the inside anyway. So that
right.
makes
So if
sense
you got it graded, it
necessarily.
would just say verified signature on the inside.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably still would if I had a good enough opportunity and it was somebody who's no longer with us, but I probably wouldn't if it was somebody who's still signing.
Right, right.
I mean, it depends. I don't have a ton of news this week, but I have a few things. Is there anything else you want to discuss, or should we get our news on?
Well, I was going to say I got some books this week, but I can only talk about them. But I got a nice
Yeah,
big batch
you
of
should.
the Wonder Woman, the covers by Brian Boland. His whole run from a gentleman kind of out in the boonies, but he had a great deal on them. He said that his grandfather started collecting comics and passed away, and these were the books he got. And it was the whole Boland run, and then
Wow.
a few of the Adam Hughes books. So
And I will say, Bigby stopped by a couple hours ago to show off this stuff, and it was so cool seeing all those together.
yeah, it was nice. It was a nice run,
Yeah.
and they were never even bagged or anything. They were just, I couldn't believe that. Then they were just perfect. He's like, oh, we just kept them in a nice stack. So yeah, really neat.
Oh, that's cool. Tat says, Brian. Wait, do you mean Brian Michael Bendis? Michael BB? Or is that somebody else? Ask people to do that when they have a lot of books. And what am I going to do with To Bob, my number one fan? Well, if it's a Century book,
Yeah,
there you go.
or change your name to Bob.
Yeah. Took me a few years to get a signature from Walter Simonson on a hardcover Ragnarok. Lines were always too long until I lucked out one year.
If you go to Terrificon, there is a restaurant that Walt has breakfast at every morning, and if you buy him breakfast, he will sit with you and probably sign your books.
I'd just be like, and Walt, if you could just sketch a Thor on the back of this napkin for me.
It was cool when we were there. We had breakfast with Walt every single day, and then on the way out on the last day, there was Walt eating a bagel, and I'm like, hey, you mind if I take a short little video? I go, one more breakfast with Walt.
In my experience, Tat, Brian Michael Bendis is one of the nicest guys. He was extremely generous and kind.
So cool.
Every time I've ever talked to him. And I need to take him up on his offer to do some more stuff for Heroes, but I just haven't figured out when we're doing that this year at Baltimore. Cool. Nice. Cool. So you're an East Coast guy, right, Phil? I never remembered exactly. Is that kind of your stomping ground? Okay, so you got the Boland Wonder Woman stuff. It's just some fantastic covers in that run.
Yeah, they were amazing. And then I went over and hung out with a friend and Comics Limited, Travis, friend of the channel. He thinned out his collection and got a great deal on some other books from Travis. So thank you, Travis. He was just like, oh, need some space, and I don't need to have every single cover of all of these books. So I've just kept the A cover, and all of the variants and everything else are just, here you go. So yeah, picked all of those up from him for a great deal. So thank you, Trav.
That was a ton of stuff, man. I was pretty surprised with that.
Yeah, some cool stuff, some neat G.I. Joe stuff that I was really happy to get, that I had wanted to get when it came out that I missed. So it was pretty cool.
There was some, like that Rose Bash. There was some amazing covers in there, dude.
Right.
Not just that one, but there was
and there was a first appearance of Livewire that we both were like,
that was very cool. Tat, is your uncle really Randy Emberlin, or are you using that like in the familiar sense? If so, tell Randy I said hi. He's the first big comic creator I ever had on my channel as an interview. So he's also a very
Randy was really cool also for Heroes. Huh?
Yeah, he's been helpful doing like signed prints pretty much just about every year we did it, or I had some left over for one year and I didn't even have to ask him, but he was So he's like my uncle. Okay, just making sure.
Okay.
No, he's you can every Northwest show you can pretty much count on seeing Randy there and his lovely wife.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got some variants of that. You also got any other fun stuff?
What did I forget? What did I get that I forgot?
I actually meant like there's probably something you didn't have with you that you probably got that you wanted to show off. Or
No, I didn't. I didn't really pick up anything else this week. I was trying to coordinate with some people who are buying some stuff for me. So
yeah,
that's been hit or miss.
Nice.
I will tell you, this is pet peeve. I'll just PSA this. If you tell me that you're going to be, like I say, hey, what's a good day for you? And you say, hey, Thursday and Friday will be great. I'll be there at 5. That's cool. But you can also say, hey, I can't be there this week. I'll be okay with that. But don't tell me Thursday and Friday I'll be there at 5 and then text me at 4:30 and say you can't make it.
That's pretty crummy.
I have other things I could be doing, other stuff I could be going out to pick up and talk to people and stuff. Don't bail at half an hour before you're supposed to be there.
I can totally relate to that.
Yeah.
Should we hit that news drop?
We should, but we'll have to do that thing.
Yeah, I mean, we got to make our little wardrobe change. We'll be back in just a couple seconds. Whew, had to get that suit off. Still summertime. Man, I cannot handle it.
Getting over there, getting that suit on, and then taking it off with my hip being the way it is. Whew, it's really hard.
I'm sorry about that, man. By the way, Richard just wants to let you know he's canceling on him.
4:59, can't make it, baby. It's like ETA. I should be there. Can't make it.
Hey guys, want to talk about AI?
Hey, let's do that.
So this is actually on my Discord server. I'm sharing the screen there, but I want to bring up this stuff. So this was brought up by Anna Zoe on Facebook, and I went and took a look at it. You can actually see her comment here. I'm going to zoom in on this. This is from the Zenoscope official Instagram page, and I would actually go look at their Instagram page, except for this stuff has been removed since then. But boy, you could kind of take one look at that, and it kind of rings AI to me, at least. So yeah. Now, in case you're wondering, are we just witch hunting AI here? No, actually, Zenoscope themselves mentioned that they will be doing AI for their marketing in an official capacity at some point weeks before this. So you have a lot of people here, Michelle Diaz and Anna Zoe, and a lot of other people were commenting on this. People not happy. This one, good Lord, this looks even more like AI.
Yeah.
That just looks, that's bad.
I pity the fool who has the art style that's just like AI, I guess.
I gotta admit, this is probably my favorite of the bunch, but still, probably
that one I could see. It looks the art style of her looks a lot like a lot of the stuff that I see on some of their covers. But
yeah, probably trained on like maybe some Josh Burns in there or something, or
yeah.
Is
that Harley Quinn in the background?
Right. I mean, to be fair, clown stuff, I guess, but yeah, people are talking about this on my server. That won't go over well. This is somebody who owns a comic shop going to stop buying Zenoscope. Saw this a few weeks ago in an email and thought, oh my, well, they had a great run. They deleted it from their Instagram and Facebook, but it's still up on X. By the way, Cedric Poulat catching stray is here again in this conversation, and I'll tell you why. Because Anna, in her Facebook post, people were mentioning Cedric Poulat, and it's interesting because you and I had talked about this briefly. Cedric Poulat is an artist who I think does some really cool work.
Yeah, he does. He does some, and you can see his work.
Which doesn't mean it's impossible he's not used AI at some point, but he got kind of his share of AI criticism. Yeah. And he did go through and post some like process stuff. I think on the very piece that he was being accused of using AI on. And I mean, his stuff does, you know, it's something where you could see it being added to the AI conversation. Here's his Instagram page. You know, he does a very like sexy style of art here. But I think since then, you know, he's been clear to like show a lot more like line art. That he's done stuff like that. But you know, hey, this, by the way, some spicy stuff, folks. We occasionally show off some spicy
There's
stuff.
a little NSFW every once in a while. Yeah.
But I mean, it's you know, technically it's nothing worse than you'd see in a comic shop for the most part.
Right.
But you know, and he wasn't posting stuff like this before, but you can see like, you know, some of his actual traditional line art or early, you know, sketches and stuff like that. Now, probably having to post a little bit more of that than he really ever wanted to because of some of those accusations. So
you get some strays flying around in the chat right now.
He just wants to go nuts on it, man. Like, you know what? Send me the stuff, man, and that's fine too. But at the same time, like most artists are using references of some kind.
Right.
Some artists are tracing. It's out there.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
not.
well, I mean, and that hasn't stopped
as AI,
in the past. I mean, there's been some very successful Marvel artists that do that.
Yeah, Greg Land.
Yeah.
Still, in fact, still getting work, and still some of his books still demanding a lot of money. Yet, so citation needed on super AI figure. Ball's in your court, buddy. I don't mean that like completely facetiously. You can prove it to me, but let's see it, man. Because again, it kind of gets into that witch hunt mentality to a certain extent. But it's interesting. Yeah, it's funny how much it came up in the conversation when people are just talking about Zenoscope.
Yeah. I mean, as time goes by, we're going to get more and more of that, and AI is going to get better and better at looking less AI. It's going to get it's going to get really. The waters are going to get murky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was kind of interesting too. This is a much smaller thing, but I like stories like this. So this is, I don't know. Is that Twitter or Facebook? I can try to recognize where that came. Oh, that's Threads, I think. Because this is just a screenshot somebody posted on our server. So Tony Moore says, so apparently the original cover art for Walking Dead issue 15 sold at auction last night for $75,000. That is absolutely wild to me. Doesn't really benefit me, but I can't pretend it's not hugely personally validating. That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be really, validating as an artist to a lot of these guys that see their art go for so much. I bet they're wishing that they still had some of it to sell for themselves, but
right. Hey, check the private chat real fast.
Check it. We can.
I think it's kind of important, so I was gonna.
It is. Yeah. Go ahead.
First, before we get to the thing we're just going to talk about, this is another casting rumor thing, which matters a lot to me because it's my favorite character.
Dude.
Kit Connor eyed for Cyclops role coming Marvel Studios pick. This is Justin Kroll coming to us from Deadline. However, last I saw, this was not confirmed. Marvel and reps for Connor could not be reached for comment on the casting. However, same thing when I posted the Variety Samara Weaving article last week. That was Variety. This is Deadline. They're not really big like rumor mongers usually historically,
right?
When it comes to casting stuff. So they must have some source that they're willing to stick their neck out for this, or this is a new trend where they're willing to talk about rumors. So I don't normally discuss rumors, but these are from sources I usually trust when it comes to this stuff, and they're admitting it's not commented on by Marvel or the actors reps. Still, Kit Connor for Cyclops. I am not familiar with his work. I don't know his game.
I don't either. Like, does it say what he's been in?
I looked it up earlier. Now I've forgotten at this point because that was a few days ago. It didn't seem like much I'd really ever seen. Let me who?
Psycho. Who? Well, they've said that too, though. They said they're going to go for a younger cast and more unknowns.
Oh, was he in Ready Player One?
Okay, as who?
Okay, so I was just looking at some more pictures of him. Let's go to his IMDb.
Because the other Cyclops was in Ready Player One.
Oh, the other guy, right? As an actor, Heartstopper Forever, Warfare, Heartstopper, that's TV. Wild Robot as a voice. His Dark Materials as a voice. Oliver Twist, voice actor for Plague Tale Requiem, which is a pretty good game. Xenoblade Chronicles. Little Joe, older Reggie and Rocket Man. I don't remember him in Rocket Man. Yeah, Reb Kid in Ready Player One. Interesting.
Okay.
But
he was much younger then.
Yeah, I mean, let's see, how old is he? He's 2004, so he's like what, 22? This is part of what I was talking about with X-Men stuff.
Wait, how old is he now?
He was born in 2004. So
he's born in 2024. Okay, yeah.
So I want young, relatively unknown characters for most of the X-Men, so I can't complain about that.
Yeah.
I don't know his acting style, but if he's a voice actor, voice actors are usually pretty good at like emoting and
Cyclops is a challenging character because you can't use your eyes.
Yeah.
For the acting.
I mean, maybe they could with some like pretty see-through red glasses, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah. Or if he's wearing the glasses instead of the visor, like the ruby glasses. Yeah.
They could do some of that, I think. But it's interesting. I would have volunteered to play this role. No need to pay me. I think you've got the chin and the jawline for it and everything, and you got some charisma, so I'm in favor of that. Here's a fun one. Headless Hammerhead posted this in our Discord server. It's just like one of those weird alerts you get on your phone, kind of a thing for a news story. He got this Marvel movie screening evacuated. Extreme flatulence forced to theater evacuation during a Marvel film.
Oh my goodness!
It's got to be Spider-Man. That's bad.
Yikes!
I love his comment too. The guy just wanted to watch the movie in his own fortress of solitude.
Fortress of solitude. Wow.
I'm reading through your comments here. And I by the way, I looked at it, figure drawing. I did look at the Mark Spear stuff. I thought I replied to you. I'm sorry if it didn't make it to you. I was dealing with some stuff back then. I saw some interesting stuff in it, but I didn't really see enough that like screamed to me. But I mean, there's something to be said there for, but it was also not comic work we were talking about. So, but you say zapped, you mean took it down? That was like commercial art, right? It was like a Mickey Mantle drawing or something, I want to say, that he was doing before he was doing comic art, or at least before he broke big. But yeah, I definitely checked it out.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you know, the here, I'll be honest with you. Figure this comment right here. I've seen his evolution. If one looked at his DeviantArt before he zapped it, you can see the stark improvement. I mean, that's trust me, bro, is what you're saying. But I would like to see it for sure. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's a lot of tools now that people are using too that I don't. Some people consider cheating, and some people consider them just tools where they can do a rendered background and use that as a reference. And you can, if you're not a great background artist, you can move that background to the angle you need and trace it for your backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm not ready to pass judgment on one way or the other. But the ones I have the biggest problem with, to me, the ones that it's like they deserve to be shown in the public eye as this, you know, not passing the certain kind of standard, are the ones who can't draw, and that's all they're doing.
Yeah.
If you can't draw,
I've seen a lot of that. I'm watching a lot of videos where people are doing commissions, and they'll say like, they'll show like kind of a stick figure and be like, this, well, here's my pre-work before I started doing it on the tablet, you know. And it's like, no, that doesn't even.
Yeah. And I mean, like, the further point there though is not just because there are artists who've basically done traditional work, and then they started to lean heavily on AI, and that you could tell that's how they were using a couple guys. I think DC cleared house a little bit with a couple artists, for example, where that was clearly going on. I've talked about that in the past.
I mean, that is one benefit of having, when you're drawing with pencil and paper, you have.
Let me switch you there.
You have proof that you are drawing with pencil and paper.
Yeah, but it's almost, it's this weird thing that happens. And here's what I don't like about it is if you're not doing traditional art, everyone acts like the barrier is like you have to prove everything then.
Yeah, no, but and you know, I will say I want to start using tablet and everything because it's going to speed me up. I mean, a lot of my stuff when I'm done with it is basically inked. It's slow to go back over and ink it again. Well, if I'm using a tablet, I can just be drawing in black and white like ink, you know?
Yeah. And look, I personally feel like traditional art is amazing. And it's my preference almost like 9 times out of 10. There's some stuff that happens digitally that just doesn't happen physically, and a lot of it comes to do with, like, you know, Sozamika or trying to think of some other good artists that, you know, they work pretty much digitally and they achieve effect that would be very hard to achieve with traditional art.
Right.
And the ones that elevate the medium that way, I respect them a lot for doing that. And the people who are doing it just for fun, I have a different category for that too, where they're just, you know, if you're just noodling around and you're trying to become a better artist and you're trying to practice, you're trying to do stuff, that's different too.
Yeah.
But I think that it definitely has to be clearly evident that somebody is incapable of drawing without tools. That they're not being honest, by the way. Like if somebody is using like an AI, what do they call that? Like an AI pose model. There's artists that definitely cop to that. Like I've used AI posing software before, for example, is something I've heard artists say before. And if you're doing like, dude, honestly, that's better to me than somebody who's completely pretending to be a fully traditional artist. And can't,
I mean,
you know?
Let me be clear. Like I don't think it's okay for people to pass themselves off as an artist using AI.
Yeah.
I don't think it's okay. I've seen so many of these things that I'm watching where it's obvious that they're just tracing the AI and in re-rendering it, or in some cases just trying to pass off the AI as their original art. I'm not saying that any of that is okay. However, like using reference, when like I look at something a lot of times and I'll eyeball it over here and draw it over there and eyeball it over here. I mean, so, but I don't feel like, just totally, 100% tracing something or whatever is okay. Or
yeah. And I mean, like for example, I've been doing the X-Men 97, like trying to recreate frame stuff. I do it digitally because I erase probably 10, no, probably more than that, probably 50 times as much as I draw.
I can't tell you how many times I've worn holes in the paper trying to erase them, not happy with.
Yeah. And I do it because I keep
just so, and if it was digital, it would have been no problem. Right. But
and I do that because it is. I'm a novice, like, right. I stopped drawing for years and years and years. I'm trying so hard to get proportions right, and I have a hard time with proportions. Like I will draw a leg and I'll do really well on it, I think, and then I'll look at the rest of the body and be like, this leg is way too long for the rest of this body. Or I'll do an arm and I'm like, oh, this arm is, too small for the torso or whatever. And so that's one of the other benefits of digital is I can select it and enlarge it or shrink it or whatever.
That is nice. I've seen people do that, or like they'll tweak you'll have the head come almost completely finished and you're like, oh, let me lower that down a little lower on the neck. Or like people move that, or that's nice to be able to do that.
Yeah, because your canvas is essentially infinite if you want it to be, right?
Right. Yeah.
So that part's nice.
I mean, that is definitely a benefit of digital.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say a pointer for you and anybody doing things digitally is if you flip your screen, that's a great reference. Your eye will totally see the mistakes that you were making that you couldn't see before if you flip it back, the opposite direction and look at it like you're looking at it in a mirror.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how many times I flip my screen while I'm sketching on there, and yeah, it's ridiculous, frankly, like how much I erase, because I'll draw something, erase it, draw something, erase it, draw something, erase it, until it's as close to perfect of a match as I can make it, or as much as I want to make it. And that's but it's helped me. Now the flip side of that is not becoming overly reliant on that, but I'm still very much like, that's a skill I'm trying to like.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with drawing on a tablet or anything like that. I'll be clear about that. I have a lot of respect for a lot of the guys that are on our Sunday stream draw on tablets. They're people who've worked in animation and that kind of stuff. And it's second nature to a lot of people now. I just am so ancient that I grew up drawing on pencil and paper and pen and paper, and I need to get caught up with the times.
Well, but I also, dude, your art is on a different level, to the point where it's like, I respect that you're saying that. You obviously should try whatever you want, but you also, in my opinion, wouldn't have to, because your art is good enough that you don't have to do that. Like, it's cool that you want to, just you don't have to.
I just feel like it's going to help me improve.
Yeah.
And it's going to, a lot of times I'd love to do like a color wash or, gray tones wash and that kind of stuff. And I just don't want to do it in pen and paper. I'd rather do it, on something like that. So.
Absolutely.
And figure drawing, we're in no way trying to like pick a fight with you about any of this or anything. We're totally just kind of bouncing ideas around of how we feel about different things.
Yeah, no, the problem but I'll be straight up. Here's the problem I have. I have a problem with people saying, "Oh, that's AI." If you have proof it is, please post it. Please send it.
Right, and there's a program that you can run people's artwork through, and it'll tell you if it's
that
AI.
Stuff is all bullshit, though.
Is it?
Oh yeah,
okay.
Because you will see there are videos clearly showing how people have fuzzed their artwork enough to fake it. So there's videos of people taking something, generating it with AI, the process they go through to change that so that it'll pass through the filter. And other way around, real artwork that shows up as hitting as AI. Zerdy, was it Zerdy? I think it was Zerdy posted a really cool one where it's like some piece he drew like 15 years ago, and he showed how it popped up as testing positive for AI.
That's funny. I know, like there was a while back where there was a guy that was swiping people, and we were trying to run his art through like
I remember that
Google Lens and stuff to identify whose art he had swiped. and it popped up with some people. I'm like, that's not the right artist. And also, I started running my stuff through, and it's like this is a classic piece by Sal Buscema, drawn in 1979. Estimated value of this piece would be about $3,000. And I'm like, B word, I drew that last week.
That's funny. Yeah, it's one of those things where the problem is that what it comes down to is I think the people like that should be called out, but I also think that my barrier for proof is pretty high, and until it's proven, the onus is on people to prove that it was fake. I was trying to find. I mean, I've talked about it before. There's
Thank you, Milton.
Wish I could find my video about it. That'd be cool.
Milton asked if my first medium was papyrus or cave walls.
Well, which was it?
It was definitely cave walls. It was cave walls.
That's funny. But I've talked about it before. You know, but my barrier for proof is pretty high, I guess, is what I'll say. And if you can prove it, then we talk about it, man.
Yeah, I mean, feel free. Like, that seems like it'd be a good chat section for the
totally,
for the Discord. Like AI or not AI, and people can show pictures and discuss, and
yes,
that would be cool.
I wish I could find this video of mine. That'd be cool. So let's see. Anybody in chat have any other news that they wanted to bring up? Because I got one other big one. And while we're bringing that up, I'll definitely make sure to keep looking for this video, because I want to post a link to it. But this one is from Bleeding Cool. We got a Rich Johnson article, as 99% of stuff on Bleeding Cool usually is. Dark Horse demands editors quit union, join management, or take pay cut. Summarizing the article, Dark Horse Workers United says senior editors were told to join management or face demotion and a major pay cut. The union alleges Dark Horse is redefining. I'm actually going to increase the font size so you guys can follow along better there. I hope that's better. The union alleges Dark Horse is redefining senior editor roles to strip union eligibility before contract talks begin. Publishers Weekly reports the threatened pay cut could be about $10,000 if senior editors reject the new supervisory duties. Dark Horse Workers United rallied in Milwaukee, which, just for clarity, that's Milwaukee in Oregon,
right?
Accusing union busting and demanding senior editors keep status and pay. The one thing I looked at a different article for this one. I'm going to check it. How many senior editors do they have? Because they keep referring to it as if it's several people. Like many, I would imagine Dark Horse doesn't have that many senior editors. I would think. I
mean, is it more than 10? I don't know.
I'd be surprised if it's even that many at this point.
Yeah, well, no.
But it just seems odd, because it almost seems like it'd be easier to call out, the 2 or 3 people or whatever that it might be. Because I suspect it's like 5 people or less, to be honest. But that maybe I'm totally wrong. I don't know. But
what was that picture for them? It was like a calling all heroes to the workers' union.
We rally on Monday in cosplay. Tell Dark Horse Comics that union busting isn't tolerated in our town. Calling all heroes. Dark Horse Workers United. It's interesting, man. This whole thing. So Dark Horse says the agreement recognizes that under the National Labor Relations Act, statutory supervisors are not eligible for union representation. We remain committed to working together in good faith throughout the collective bargaining process. I'm curious about that, because Dark Horse, we talked about this, what was it, like a month ago or whatever, I think. And Dark Horse, was like, hey, we want to work with the union, which was kind of surprising to me. Like, they kind of came out and were like, yeah. Now it seems like maybe they were kind of, giving with one hand, taking away with another, kind of a thing. But
I wonder if any, Richardson was just ousted. I wonder if that has anything to do with their change of
That was after the union stuff was after he left, though. I shouldn't say left, after he was forced out. But it does make me wonder, are they right about this? Like, I don't know enough about national, union labor law, but the National Labor Relations Act says statutory supervisors are not eligible for union representation. That could be true. I don't know enough about it.
I don't know. I don't know labor laws either. I'm not a lawyer for that.
But it could be kind of an interesting thing where it's like, well, you guys are called this under the agreement, and therefore you're not eligible for that. I just want to point that out because I think everybody's jumping on the bandwagon of calling Dark Horse wrong here for doing this, and they very well could be. I'm also
right
believe that, but I want to kind of look more into that and figure that out. If anybody is out there is familiar with labor law or can point me in the right direction, other than doing my own hours of research to figure this out, I'm curious. I'm probably gonna look into it more though. But
yeah, well, that's interesting.
I think that was
there are rules and regulations to be followed.
Yeah. So, I'm getting caught up with comments here.
Thank you, Phil.
That's great. There's nothing wrong with showing videos how you do your drawings.
No, I love seeing everybody's like process and stuff. It's great watching people go through and do their art. But hey, figure I love the passion, dude. Don't take it the wrong way. I'm just like there's a high barrier of proof for what I'm saying, and just look isn't the same as proof. So I've been following him for a couple of years. I don't know how far back I need to go. Okay, there you go. Now you're posting stuff. DM me, bro. I'm not gonna have access to the live chat afterwards, but DM me the image, okay? And I swear I will look at it. Was there anything else big that happened? I mean, I wasn't gonna talk about Spider-Man, not like in a spoilery way. Maybe at the very end we could do kind of a spoiler segment or something if we want to, but yeah, we talked about possibly doing that at the very end after the art and everything.
Yeah. Let's see, what's the current box office? Let's get the up-to-date numbers and projections here.
I will say I have friends that are going to see it for a third and fourth time. So
the overwhelming numbers tell me that most people that are probably going to watch it have seen it. However, I know that's not always true.
Yeah.
It's
not. And yeah, we don't want to spoil anything for anybody so we're not going to say anything right now.
So up until we say, please turn off that whole thing, we won't talk about spoilers for the show other than things that are in the trailer and stuff like that,
and saying that it was great.
Deadline. Although I will say, dude, be careful out there because I've seen tons of spoilers in the wild.
Yeah, that's true.
Tat
hasn't seen it yet. Okay, Tat. Well, when we say look away, look away.
It'll be after
the end of the show, after the art and everything else.
Yeah. Spider-Man Brand New Day eyes third best U.S. second weekend with 143 million. For a film second weekend to gross over $100 million, that's quite a gift. Not just for a studio, by the way. This is Anthony D'Alessandro from Deadline reporting this. It's the 8th title to pull this off, and it's the 5th Marvel title to do so after Endgame, Infinity War, Black Panther, and the original Avengers film. Even if it doesn't topple Force Awakens' record 149.2 million sophomore weekend, it is in rare air. The total is what I'm looking for here, with an expected running cumulative total of 653 million by tomorrow. It'll have the highest 10-day gross in the history of domestic box offices, ahead of Endgame, which had 621 million.
I mean,
Odyssey,
it's becoming more and more difficult for movies too nowadays with streaming and everything. So that's pretty impressive.
I have a big thing about that I want to talk about. Odyssey has 204 million. Is that total so far? It's got to be more than that. Huh, I thought Odyssey had more than 204 million because it had a huge opening weekend.
It doesn't sound right.
But
because what it said something about after last weekend's what?
Yeah, the way it's written is kind of a little confusing. Well, this was
43
the
million.
third best weekend
So
overall at the box office, thanks to Spidey and the Odyssey with more than 204 million. Is that for those together? After last weekend's all-time record, 437 million, which is all films. That's really confusing to me.
Okay.
Anyways, the point was it's not about the Odyssey. It's about Spidey.
There's gonna be some huge movies this year, though.
650 million. Here's what I want to say about it. Not about the movie, about the box office thing. I've seen a ton of conversations. I'm gonna get on my fucking soapbox for a second. I've seen a ton of conversations about.
I said B word. You dropped the F bomb.
I've seen a lot of conversations about Supergirl and Spider-Man, and people saying, "Damn it, Phil! Damn it, Phil!" Is it Milton? By the way, Milton, I didn't say hello earlier. I should have said hello. Hope you're doing well, Milton. It's Marvel's biggest win this year, and it's a Sony movie. Well, kind of. In a way. Sony is kind of helpless without Marvel, by the way. Let's point that out.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go see Craven again. Or Morbius or Madam Web. Oh, wait.
Or Venom.
The Venom movies somehow did okay. I don't know how.
Tom Hardy.
The first one was fun. My guilty pleasure. Okay, listen up. Here's what pisses me off.
Lay it on us.
People seem to not understand, and it doesn't piss me off that people don't understand this. It pisses me off when people speak out of their ass. People don't understand box office totals and numbers are different now. And what makes it different? People only want to go to the movies and get numbers like this. Numbers like Odyssey got. Numbers like Top Gun Maverick got after COVID. Some of the other big films that have come out. Because they don't want to miss the conversation that happens. They don't want to miss out on being there to see, oh, what's all the hype about? I feel like if I don't go opening weekend, I'm going to get spoiled. I'm not going to see what happened. I'm not going to be part of the conversations with my friends that are having about it. It's the experience that is driving the movie. And that's similar to what happened with like Endgame, similar to what happened with Infinity War, similar to what happened with Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel had a huge opening. Why? Because it was the last film coming out before the next big entry in the overall MCU story that everybody cared about. And people were like, if I miss this movie, I'm not going to understand what's going on. Yes, exactly. That was just going to use that phrase. Milton, you got it. Yeah. It's the water cooler talk. And people seem to be really slow to understand this. Like Obsession did really well for the kind of movie it was. What's the movie with Sydney Sweeney where she's the housemaid? That did pretty well. It's because people were talking about it. People were excited about it.
Right.
And it's like, if I don't see Odyssey in IMAX, I'm not going to see the real movie. If I don't watch Spider-Man opening weekend, I'm going to get spoiled on who Sadie Sink is playing. And by the way, Spider-Man has always been crazy. I remember I worked for Regal Cinemas as a projectionist and a manager when the first Spider-Man Tobey Maguire film came out, and when the second and third came out, and I think I was gone by the time Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield came out. But Spider-Man 2, I remember working at a multiplex 11-screen theater. We started out the day planning on showing it on I think it was 4 screens in 4 houses, and we ended up showing it on 6, and they were all sold out all day long. Other theaters in the same city were flexing Spider-Man to different screens. It's always been this way with Spider-Man. If anybody has a doubt on who the most popular comic book character is for the big screen, especially after this last week and a half, sorry, it's Spider-Man. The only person
I need some clarification from you, though. I don't understand what it is that pisses you off about it.
People are saying the comparisons to Supergirl and the comparisons to some of the other superhero stuff that have come out, the Marvels, some of the other lackluster Marvel MCU stuff, and they're saying that there's a lot, there's a lot there. There's a lot to unpack. Parts of it are misogynistic. Parts of it are DC versus Marvel plays into some of it. James Gunn shouldn't be, they should bring back Snyder because James Gunn can't hack it. Here's the problem. You made a movie, for DC, you made Superman, and Superman was a good movie, but it wasn't like a world-breaking movie, right? Like it didn't have a great box office run. And what's the next movie? Supergirl. And is it Supergirl a super likable character in this? No, she's going to be drunk the whole movie. That's what the trailer told us.
She's going to be kind of a drunk a-hole trying to find her way to become the redemption arc kind of thing. Yeah.
And by the way, I liked Supergirl a lot. I gave it 3.5 stars out of 5. And
I enjoyed it. I mean, I heard that a lot of people complain about the cinematography, the colors, and a lot of that kind of stuff. But I mean,
that to me is the most salient argument against Supergirl. Is you took a really colorful really colorful story, and you took it and made it pretty drab looking. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
But those are some of the arguments. But the problem is for the most part, a marketing one. It's a timing one. You have this new DC, cinematic franchise. Could have made the argument we should have seen Batman. We should have seen, Wonder Woman first. We probably should have seen.
Absolutely. I mean, more the Trinity. Yeah, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Maybe not try to shoehorn Lobo into this film or give him his own film, or Aquaman or Flash, or do a Justice League film or something. There's lots of other stuff you could tell. Part of it is the pacing thing, but it's like you can't follow up. Here's Superman, and it didn't do that great. And it's a big, bright, colorful superhero story by James Gunn. And here's Supergirl. It's a slower, smaller, even though it's cosmic, it's still somehow smaller than like the stakes of the Superman film, because it's basically about saving one kid, kind of.
I will say though, like the way they're going about the DC stuff, I got to give them credit that it's different. The way, like, you're doing Lanterns, which is going to be integrated into the show. Peacemaker is part of the universe.
Yeah, they're saying Blue Beetle is now too. Everything okay?
So apples falling off my tree, but one of them bounced off my window. That's kind of weird.
Oh no!
Almost like somebody threw one at my window. That's kind of weird.
Maybe you're being wooed by a teenage girl or something.
I don't know. But anyway,
you got a boombox out.
Right. That's right. I was gonna say, anyway, I really got to give them credit for going about it a different way, and I think it's interesting. I'm excited for Lanterns and all of the stuff coming out.
Yeah, and that's part of my feeling on this too, is that as far as overall storytelling goes, to say that Supergirl sucked to me is a really big misrepresentation of what that movie was. And there are plenty of people saying that. Yeah, it sucked at the box office, but those are the reasons why, in my opinion.
Right.
Combine that with the fact that there is a large pack of, this is a very broad label. Sorry, it's going to piss me off. Snyder Bros that want it to be bad. There's a group of people like that for sure. They were all plainly talking about it online. And seeing them all celebrate and be like, see, that's what you get when you make a good Spider-Man. Look, it's not a real, there's a lot of people that are going to end up watching Supergirl on streaming and are going to end up saying like, actually that was a pretty good movie. You're going to see posts over the next couple of years like, I saw Supergirl. I don't understand what all the fuss was about.
Right. Yeah.
Just like a lot of superhero films that came out and have been pretty good. So that's
happened to me a lot of times where I hear a negative review of a movie and then I don't see it because of those reviews of the movie, and then I end up watching it later and I go, why was everyone so harsh on this? So
yeah. Hey Barbarian, what's up? How you doing?
Barbarian.
And then I will go so far as to say, and I won't get into spoiler reasons why, I will go so far as to say that Spider-Man Brand New Day is not the best Spider-Man film. I don't think it's the best Tom Holland Spider-Man film. So that's my opinion on that.
You don't think
the biggest gross?
Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man?
No, I think Tom Holland is a fantastic Spider-Man. I actually think Andrew Garfield might have been a better Spider-Man. I mean, yeah.
Wow. That's an interesting debate.
Dude, I'm here. What I'm saying is send it to me. I'm not gonna like hash it out on a live stream. That's what I'm saying, Figure. I'm not saying that I won't listen to it. I'm saying I want you to let's talk about it, and then I'll come here like, oh hey, look what I got sent. That's what I'm saying.
That sounds good. That's a good way to do it.
But yeah, with Andrew Garfield versus Tom Holland. I mean, obviously now Tom Holland has had many more chances to portray the character.
Right.
And I think he got saddled with a terrible script for. I mean, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is probably one of the worst Spider-Man films. Which, by the way, even the bad ones are still pretty decent of the main blockbuster. You know, of the theatrical release Spider-Man films. One of the worst ones. However, he's still good in it as Spider-Man.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I think
there are people who try to make the best of a bad script. Yeah, that's true.
I think that Tom Holland is probably the best Peter Parker.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, we had this discussion at work, and I'm like, I have not seen a bad Tom Holland Spider-Man. I can't say the same for the other two guys.
Yeah, well, but again, you know, if you're going to take everything package, you know, it has to be the writing, the directing, the CGI, the villains. That to me isn't fair to the actor who's portraying Spider-Man because there's
right. Yeah, no, I absolutely understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could see.
But the quips,
then I would say probably I've enjoyed all three actors playing Spider-Man
100%.
Equally, probably.
That's what made No Way Home so good, is getting to see all three and their strengths.
Yeah.
Like I think that Tobey Maguire did a great job. He's a great actor. Probably not my favorite Spider-Man, just because he's really close, but he doesn't quite fire on all cylinders at any point for me. But Andrew Garfield, I think, gets a really bad shake because he was fantastic as Spider-Man. Now, I think Tom Holland has been in the best Spider-Man films.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I mean, to me, I think, like you said, I think he's probably the best Peter Parker though too. So, like
Milton was saying, Spider-Man 2 best Spider-Man movie. Spider-Man 2 rates extremely high for me. Mm-hmm. So I still think Homecoming might be my favorite movie. So I think I have to kind of rate that one higher. But yeah, the good news is if you're a Spider-Man fan, the bar is set really high.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
The worst Spider-Man movie is still better than the average Batman movie. That'll probably be a controversial statement.
That'll probably be a controversial statement.
Well, you got to remember Batman Forever. You got to remember Dark Knight Rises. You got to remember Batman and Robin. You got to remember even Batman Begins, which is a fantastic film, but it's still no The Dark Knight. I mean, really, you got The Dark Knight. You have Batman '89, the original Michael Keaton. Batman Returns is really good. And then you have The Batman, which I'm still kind of undecided on. Like, I really want to see another film in that series.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it was good, but I don't know if it was better than Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, it was a really cool take on Batman, though.
Yeah. Anyhow, the point being, Spider-Man fans, congratulations. You have a lot of great stuff going. And we will talk about specifics of the movie after community art, which we should do right now, don't you think?
I think that's probably a good idea.
Because then we could talk about the film in full. So I'm gonna play. You know what? Actually, because of time reasons, I'm just gonna go right into community art.
Okay. I mean, I almost got you for the Sydney Sweeney reference.
No,
I almost got you for that one.
No,
you said
not
Sydney
doing
Sweeney.
not doing it.
Oh, but Sydney hasn't gotten any love in so
I'm
long.
trying to keep the show to a certain time constraint here. Okay, so let's look at some community art, folks. I gave you the link to the Discord server earlier. We're going to talk about some of the artwork you have submitted. This is just me sharing the screen to my Discord server here. There is a link in the description below. This is Jedi Effin Master, who is posting some bookmark stuff. I think this is the next one I need to share. Yeah, he posted the Hulks here. And then he posted this because he wanted to post something that was a little bit more finished. He's like, oh, I didn't realize you guys are showing these on YouTube every week. And I was like, yeah. So this
you didn't realize. Oh, no.
Fantastic artwork here. I think it's something he did previously because he posted that because he's like, yeah, I'll show you some of my other work. Great job. Love it. This is fantastic. Gotta hope that Colossus Collector is watching this one because I know he would love this too. So
yeah, timely with a recent episode of X-Men 97. That's all I'll say.
True. Very true. And by the way, figured it. We're talking about AI in this chat here. You can come talk about it all you want. And then Big B kind of teased this earlier by showing off a piece inspired from this.
Yeah, so I drew that a long time ago, and I kept wondering, like, what if those weren't Joker's hands that are prying the grin apart there? So I went and took on the computer and erased the background and drew in a little different take on it. So
that's cool. Like, I mean, it's like disturbing cool.
And I subliminally put the bat signal in there, like even the little wrinkles in his forehead or the bat horns.
Yeah. God, do you watch From?
I've only watched a little bit of that.
One of the creatures in From looks a lot like he could play Joker to me, and he has kind of a look like that the pointed eyebrow, Vulcan eyebrow looking thing, and that just reminds me of that so much. Man, good job, dude. That is ridiculously good. And then did you post something, or like, is there an update on this one? Because you've been working on it still, right?
I haven't done any more work on it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be more, but yeah, I haven't done any more work on it yet.
Here's some more of Jedi Effin Master's work. I'm going to zoom in to kind of give everybody their due here.
Nice.
Nice, Mary Jane. I love the perspective there. Well done. Yeah. Speaking of Greg Land, I believe that's a Greg Land homage right there.
Yeah.
Talked about him earlier for Phoenix. Hooded Phoenix. Interesting. We got Punisher action going on. Love the smoke coming off the barrel. Good job on the gun too.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And then here's I think these were commissions, these Hulk drawings.
Whole series. That's awesome.
Very good. Good job on the repetition too.
Yeah, I love it. That's really cool.
That's awesome. Jedi Effin Master, everybody. And then, excuse me. Part of the reason I want to make sure we wrap up the show soon is I'm getting it's been a long day.
Get yourself in trouble.
Got to go fast. Sonic, I really like that. That's a good job on that.
That's really cool.
Especially the face and eyes there. Yeah. Well done. And then Erwin Papa dropping in some Dr. Cyborn from Skeleton Warriors. That is so freaking cool.
That's really cool. That's awesome,
dude. Look at the detail.
Whew. Beautiful. Reminiscent of his trap jaw stuff he's been doing too. You got that bottom jaw.
Yeah. Erwin, you crushed it, brother.
Cool. Yeah.
Well done.
Killing it, dude.
This is Big B sketchbook. Tell us about this one, man.
It's just a drawing of somebody I knew back in '87. And I found it, and it was like the paper had I don't know, started changing colors because of almost oxidation or something. So
Okay.
yeah, so that was kind of
Wait,
cool.
so the paper actually looks like that?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I figured it was like a filter or transition or something. That's
Yeah, no, the paper like it like oxidized or something over time. So
that's actually makes that 10 times cooler. That's already pretty cool, but
yeah, that was kind of neat little effect.
And then walk us through what we're looking at here.
So this was a pirate themed wedding invitation comic strip that they wanted to put in their wedding invitations. So so she's the buccaneer and he's the second mate.
That's cool.
And, yeah, so
I love it. 2007. Wow.
yeah, so those are just the panels individually.
I want to easier to zoom in on those. I want to show those.
So they wanted a so on that version I overlaid a pirate map and kind of ghosted it over so that you'll see like little pieces of the map. Like the very final panel, there's an X marks the spot symbol and stuff in the
very cool, man.
panels.
I agree, Milton. Big B does kick ass.
Thank you. I was really honored that they asked me to draw for their wedding invitation. So yeah, you can see the map.
Oh, okay,
more of it there in the background.
Nice, definitely the north compass there. Okay, very cool, dude. It's my latest X-Men. Very appropriate for most recent episode.
Very nice, sir.
And then
Our Father.
Yeah. And then we have some Stevie D. I joined a superhero dating site. They found me 3 matches: the Scarlet Witch, Morgan Le Fay, and Zatanna. I picked Zatanna, but the parent company won't allow intercompany crossovers. That's why I'm casting a spell of amnesia on the CEOs of Marvel and DC. Nothing can stand in the way of true love. I love it, dude. I love it.
I love it. I love that style too. He's got this
Yeah.
really cool, like interesting style on that. Good job, Steve.
Very cool. Oh, here we go.
Hey, Max.
Max came in and posted. Awesome, dude.
Nice. The Batman killing it.
Getting zoomed in on that.
That's awesome, dude. Good job.
Very cool. I like it. That's
very
awesome.
cool. Is that like a zombie Robin? It
Uh-huh,
looks like I was just looking at the things across his chest. Like
Yeah,
Robin has those, doesn't he?
the straight jacket, probably.
Yeah, is it a straight jacket? Okay, I thought you had like didn't Robin used to at one point have like these?
Could be. That's what that was
type
just how
thing
I
on his
interpreted
chest?
it. Tat coming in with his post. We got some.
Looks like a new lid action.
It looks like paper.
Is it paper? Okay.
I mean, I'm just looking at the corners.
Okay. I like it though. Yeah.
Oh, hubba.
Batman. Who's this?
Nice. This is
Tat
Tat.
also?
Yeah,
Very cool.
he did his dump. That's cool. Chibi Spawn
Nice.
and Chibi Thanos. Well, Scotty Young, I guess more than Chibi probably, but that's great.
Very cool.
And then, ooh, X-Men here?
Look at that. Hey. Multi-page. That's cool. 3
yeah,
pieces.
that maybe that's 3 lids, or is that panels? Yeah, I think it's panels. Okay,
Could be three pieces of paper or 3 lids. Yeah,
I
that's
bet we'll find out in a
like
minute when he types it in the chat.
yeah, no, that's cool.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, that was Kevin Nolan, I think, originally. Very cool homage there. That's
Yeah, definitely a lid.
Minion. It's a Minion Deadpool.
It's great.
Love it.
Is that Deadpool doing the driving upside down in Deadpool 2?
That's great.
That's cool. Man.
That's the paper. Okay, cool.
Right on.
Cool.
Nice.
Wonder Woman.
Like the eyes.
Yeah.
And then
Electra. Very nice.
very cool.
Good work, brother.
Man.
Yeah.
Give that my live reaction. We'll do 2 warnings here. first warning is we're going to talk about something that is a little political. I'm going to jump back in time to the news a little bit. Great job, everybody, on the community art. If you want to see your community art posted, go post it in the community art section. If you don't want to hear anything about politics whatsoever related to comic books, don't blame me because I didn't start it. and you might want to tune out if you're not interested in that, because I feel like we have to talk about it a little bit, and I made sure Big B was comfortable.
So now's your warning. We're going to talk about Spider-Man and something political.
Yeah. So this is something the White House posted over the weekend, and I just took some screenshots. But this is from the official White House Instagram account. It's a 4-page post. So I'll show you the first page. Speaking of AI, I'm guaranteed this is AI. Your friendly neighborhood ICE agents from the White House. So that's the first panel. There's the second one. There's the third one. And there's the last one. Criminal illegal aliens will be caught and deported. Quote, the White House.
I think there's going to be a lawsuit. That's all I can say.
I actually wonder if there will be a lawsuit. There probably should be, but I wonder if there will be one. So
yeah,
we're not going to talk about the movie itself really here. So don't worry about that. But this is just, I guess I'll ask you first, man. What's your opinion on this?
On that we just showed?
Yeah.
I don't think that character should be roped into that kind of, I don't know, that arena of what's going on. That's my take on it. I don't think that they obviously didn't have permission to do it. So I don't think it's right.
Yes. Look, there's a lot of people. When I always went to go take the screenshots, and I saw people I know in the comments in surprising ways, and I don't agree with the gist of what I saw. And this is where it gets, I guess, when it comes to the movie, because they mentioned the movie. This is not really spoilers for the movie if you watch the trailer. But there is, you see Spider-Man fighting a damage control, Department of Damage Control agents throughout the trailer. And, like, oh, they're rounding up criminals. So Spider-Man clearly wants to help them because this is the part. I don't think this is really a spoiler, just to say that in the movie, Spider-Man helps damage control. That's all I'll say. For that makes sense, right? Spider-Man would help in one capacity. We'll get into more of that conversation in a little bit. But I'll say
I heard a debate about, they're like, wasn't damage control very, very aggressively trying to ruin Peter Parker's life? And then he's just like, oh, hey, these guys are hunky dory.
Well, again, we'll get into the movie part here, but people talking about that, it's to me, they kind of missed the point. Spider-Man would 100%, because I also think, well, Spider-Man helps the cops. Yes, I think Spider-Man would help the NYPD.
Yes.
I think Spider-Man would help NYPD. And remember, the NYPD, especially, people point to 9/11, and they should, for the NYPD's reaction to 9/11. But the NYPD also did a really good job cleaning up New York City from, and this is coming from somebody who never lived in New York, but from most people who live in New York, they were doing a good job of cleaning up some of the crime in New York City that was, the city was notorious for a long time before 9/11. And then they were obviously heroes on 9/11, as was the fire department, as was all the first responders, National Guard that responded,
100%.
a lot of people. and Spidey would help out the police. But ICE, look, I'm just going to say this. They're not the police.
Mm-mm.
I know some people might be under the impression that they are, but this is different. Because while police officers have killed people in the line of duty, ICE has a track record of killing civilians in a way that is, to say, saddening or disheartening or any negative word you want to use is an understatement. It is a tragic loss of life for people that have been killed by them. And that is completely politically aside from what their stated agenda is. You can argue degrees of that. We're not really here to do that as comic book people. But when it comes back to the comic book side of it, trying to use Spider-Man because he's big at the box office right now, and then we'll get into the movie when we talk about the spoilers in a bit, and why that's actually on its head if you watch the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then coming out the other side and saying that he would be on ICE's side is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, no, Spider-Man would be trying to help save families, and
it's absolutely insane to me. And I do hope Marvel were to sue them, but I just don't see it happening.
with the way this current, oh god, I don't want to get into this.
I know. I don't want to get into
the way that they've been treating people, like in the entertainment industry. If Marvel did sue them, Disney did sue them, it could really have bad repercussions on them too. So I don't know. Like you're saying, they could be afraid to sue them.
Yeah, it's just all I can really say about it at the end of the day, just the comic book side of things. I don't care. Like, even if I was of a certain persuasion politically, it would still piss me off to see Spider-Man associated with this because it just doesn't fit. I actually would go so far as to say if you put the Punisher in this fucked up type, it would make more sense at least. Like, it still wouldn't be right, but I could kind of see it because there's this whole thing where like they talk about this in Born Again pretty clearly. A lot of law enforcement type officials do affiliate themselves with the Punisher logo and all that shit. Even though I think they're completely wrong about that, at least it tracks more. Spider-Man? Dude, no. Spider-Man should not be associated with this in any way, shape, or form. That's just.
I don't even think that
Oh, he doesn't.
I don't think the Punisher would even.
No, he doesn't. But he
differentiates too much.
It's one step closer to making some sort of messed up sense than Spider-Man would be.
Right.
And I figured, you mentioned it up above. Daniel Warren Johnson did a bunch of artwork about stuff like this when the ICE stuff first started going on.
Yeah.
And then there was I think he did some Batman stuff too, with like Absolute Batman. Maybe I'm making that up. I think there was. And I think several artists did. So maybe I'm conflating it too. But and that's, yeah, exactly. It's not really political. That's why I'm willing to talk about it. We don't really want to get just political. But when the White House posts Spider-Man in this kind of a controversial way, we kind of have to at least address it.
Yeah.
And it's just bizarre because it doesn't track. I mean, you could even say like, oh, well, Peter Parker joined Tony Stark in Civil War and clearly was on the side of like superhero registration. Not the same thing, dude. I've seen people talk about that. Right. It's not the same thing. If you're going to try to tell me that Spider-Man is pro-fascist at the end of the day, now he might start a story, and this, again, we'll talk about the movie in a minute. We're not talking about I'm just talking in general here. He might accidentally align himself with somebody who does something wrong and then realize it's wrong. And then the moral of the story is that he realizes it's wrong.
Right.
That makes sense. That's a comic book story.
Right.
But he's not going to do it and stick with it. He's too morally just for that, in my opinion. Yeah, he's a vigilante, but dude would help the families affected here. That's what I really want to say. Is there anything else you want to say about that?
No, yeah, we've I don't know if people watching, like we've really tried to be neutral on a lot of things, and
Yeah.
so
And I still do, because to me it's like all those things are complicated. I'm willing to have all those conversations with people individually.
yeah, privately. I don't
Right.
think publicly people get too heated,
Yeah.
and it's not a yeah, I've had many conversations with people privately, and I'm willing to listen to anybody's opinion, and I'm very appreciative of people who are willing to listen to my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. And I have like complicated opinions on a lot of topics that are political. I don't necessarily believe in one side or the other. And in a lot of ways, I have a lot of like very shades of gray. Actually, I think both sides are wrong. Complicated opinions, for example.
Right.
But I think that this just I had a guttural reaction to seeing this where I was just like, fuck no.
When you sent it to me, I felt kind of sick to my stomach.
Exactly. So that's all. I really wanted to kind of just, I can't see something like that and not say something. So that's our, and if you guys want to ever have a conversation about that, we definitely can have a conversation. You can join my Discord server and we can talk about it. We will talk about it in a civilized way, or else you'll be kicked out. And I mean, civilized doesn't mean we all agree with you. Civilized means you present your case without name calling or without, that kind of stuff. That's fine. You can have that conversation there. You can have those conversations with me in my DMs, 100%. And I will listen. I promise I will listen.
Yeah, I have some very, very close friends that I've had those conversations with, and it's like, it doesn't mean we're not friends anymore. It just, we respectfully listen to each other's opinions and don't scream and yell or get angry.
Exactly.
And
yeah, and that's what it comes down to. I want to talk about the movie, though. It'll have some echoes of what we just talked about, but very lightly. So we're going to talk about the movie. Folks, if you watched and you haven't seen Spider-Man Brand New Day yet, and you've watched up till now, thank you very much for tuning in. This will be our new time slot going forward, at least for a while. 8 p.m. on Saturdays, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching on the rewind, thank you so much for being here. Remember, you can also go subscribe to the EXP, where there's a lot of great programming, and you can subscribe to Big B McFly on his channel. I pointed the wrong way for each one. But right now, we are going to, here's your warning. In about 10 seconds, we're going to start discussing spoilers for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I have a banner at the bottom of the screen for anybody who hops in. Hopefully you understand that. And hola to you as well. The name changes.
hola.
Hard to say if we've talked to you before, because your name could have changed. But welcome to the show. But hey, anybody who's out there, we are going to talk potentially about, we are going to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day spoilers now. So 5, 4, 3, 2. All right. So
I had the hardest time not telling you anything that was going to ruin the movie for you.
Well, I already knew.
I know, but you knew, but you didn't know. Like I knew, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
And when it was revealed, I was like, yes, but I still didn't know 110% when I went to the movie.
I really wanted it to not be that character, and we're in the spoiler section. So, folks, if you're still watching and you haven't seen the movie, it means you don't care about spoilers, right? I really wanted it to be somebody other than Jean Grey for the Sadie Sink character, mostly because of the way they did it. And so I was like, I really want to see different than what everybody thinks it is.
I've heard some discussion on that. They're like, she was incredibly cruel. She had no regard for human life. She had that man step in front of a speeding car. The implication is she had that guy in the helicopter jump out of the helicopter and kill himself.
Why?
How did she jump?
She can go back to her own mind anytime she wants to.
But who did she jump to? I mean, I guess
she started a new chain to MJ.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And like the thing that she did with MJ, where she kissed him and told him that she had regained all of her memories and loved him, and that was so mean.
It was mean, but it was also good storytelling.
Oh, it was great. It was great storytelling.
But yeah, the thing to me is, it's just because it was so obvious that it wasn't really going to be that surprising when it happened in the movie. So I was like, I hope it's just like a super big red herring, and it was going to be somebody else. But there is nobody else who it could logically have been at some point, to the point where it would be like, what are we doing here? But here's what I don't really like about that is it's not so much that she does that stuff. Jesse, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you, Jesse. Thank you for being here. I didn't know you were still watching all the way through. Thanks for being here.
Glad you were, though. Glad you were. Yeah, and we usually go a little bit less than this, so normally it's a shorter show, but appreciate you being here. Have a great weekend, and sounds like I'll probably see you Monday. Yeah, that's the problem, Jay. I don't really feel like it was a very strange origin for Jean. Like, where does she go from here that she just like happily becomes part of the new X-Men? Like that's a weird, you changed her sister's backstory a lot, which is a huge part of her backstory. I don't know.
Part of her backstory is that the trauma of seeing like her best friend get hit by a car, right? Part of her and dying, that whole thing. So,
and then her being in her mind while she dies, right?
Right.
And but I mean, now you've got like I've seen some good points that I kind of agree with, which is you're going to give people a really good justification for why they should fear mutants in this world.
Yeah.
But now Jean is the poster child for that, which feels a little wrong because she should be the poster child for the Xavier's dream. And I mean, this guy possibly sets up a redemption.
She's kind of the poster child for that, but like not the public at large didn't know that it was Jean that did that. So
yeah, I suppose.
So there's all the things I love about the movie. There's a few things where I'm like, yeah. So that's me, one of them.
Jean's origin was one of the problems. I only had two problems. Jean's origin was, it's not even that I didn't necessarily like it, but I haven't really figured out how it settles with me yet. And then the other
I thought it was good. And at the end she's heading out towards Westchester and like on the bus. It's kind of So I'm like, okay,
presumably, right? Like
presumably, yeah.
What was your other?
To a wooded area out away from the city.
Well, I mean that's anywhere outside of New York, right?
Yeah, I
know. But what were your other issues before we talk about
the? I love seeing the Punisher romping around New York City, but the Punisher is like 100% wanted fugitive. He just carries Spider-Man into the hospital, and they let him stay there for how many days with Spider-Man?
I think a lot of it had to do with what had just happened with Spider-Man, and so it was like. They're like, well, if you're with Spider-Man, we're going to take care of him, Yeah. I think that's what it was more about.
I love the Punisher in the movie, by the way. He was amazing.
I did too, but
was great.
Okay, here's one of my other problems. Is Punisher stupid enough to go in knowing he's going to fight the Hulk with guns? With just regular guns? Like, wouldn't he bring like explosives and He
didn't know he was going to fight the Hulk. He knew he was just going there to help him. He didn't know the Hulk was there.
I want Frank to be smart enough to be like, oh fuck, that's the Hulk. I'm gonna back off and regroup.
Well, he kind of did. He's like, well, you take care of that guy, and I'll go after
her. I suppose it really kind of felt. There's something silly every time you see people shoot the Hulk.
Oh, it's great. What are you gonna do? Tickle him to death? He's just hitting him with the bullets, and it's not doing anything.
Oh, Jay. So Jay says on my earlier, does this mean Tom is doing more Spider-Mans, or is he done? I think this means he's going to do Spider-Man films until he's 90.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they want him to do as many freaking Spider-Man movies as possible.
And rumor has it, Tom and all the other, and Andrew and what's his name, other Spider-Man are all going to be doing more Spider-Man. So,
well, for Doomsday or for Secret Wars at least, right?
yes. We're going to see other versions.
Hold on, he didn't know he was going to fight the Hulk, but he knew he was going to shoot a gun at the Hulk before he did it, and he knew that wasn't going to do shit.
Well, he kind of saved Spidey at that moment, didn't he? Because he was about ready to get crushed when he shot the gun at him.
Part of my problem is it shouldn't have distracted Hulk as much as it did.
Yeah,
he's firing 5.56 at Hulk, and sure, there's more coming at him, but it's the same as firing an AR-15 at Hulk. It's not going to do shit. It shouldn't distract
I will
him.
say it was very entertaining, and I thought it was great.
It's a cool shot.
And how many people are you going to get to see the Punisher shoot at that much in a movie that's not R-rated? I mean,
it just seemed like a real bonehead move, in my opinion. It didn't make Frank look great. That's what I'm saying. Things later in the series, like where he takes the explosives and stuff, that's better.
Yeah. I mean, but that is what I've always loved about like the Marvel universe in comics and everything, is you've got a character like Frank or Daredevil or something, who's supposed to be like this street level guy, and they can run into somebody like the Hulk, and what are they going to do? It's like,
dude, 100%. You got to have those kind of stories told.
I love that when Spider-Man's like, this is way above your pay grade. That's the freaking Hulk.
Yeah.
It was great. I mean, it was just that emphasis of this is how absurd that is.
Dude, but here's my one like other real problem with that sequence, though. This is a very minor thing, but they did so many classic homage shots in this film.
Yes.
How do you not have the Spider-Man punching Hulk in the lower stomach or whatever you want to call it, like the McFarlane cover?
That one, yeah. The junk punch. Yeah.
That would have been the perfect. I mean, it's probably the most iconic Hulk and Spidey cover, right? I would think.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
And it would have been that would have been a fun moment where, then Spider-Man instantly regrets that or something. And,
right.
Oh boy, or, I don't know. That just surprised me. They said they wanted
the part with I didn't know you could get that big. That was,
well, that and I will say,
rampaging Hulk. We haven't seen rampaging Hulk.
Yeah, I was happy to see that. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah, hopefully it stays that way for a while. I think that makes more sense to me to have Savage Hulk, Rampaging Hulk, whatever you want to call it, not Professor Hulk. For a while.
I love so many things, but yeah, like somebody pointed out, like Damage Control was trying to actively ruin his life, and then he's like, "Oh, hey, Damage Control, you're fine."
I mean, I'm blanking. In what ways were they actively trying to ruin his life specifically? Do you mean like maybe
when they were supposed to be revealed that he had killed Mysterio, and then all of they were trying to do all those things to Aunt May and to Happy and all of the threatening them.
Didn't that all change when the world forgot he was Peter Parker?
Yeah, no, but he didn't forget what they were.
But I mean, the only reason they were after him is because they thought that he did it. And if they don't think he did it, then
that's true, I guess.
But that actually brings up a really good point. I saw some really great criticism of No Way Home, which is, wouldn't it have been so much better for them just to make everybody forget what happened with Mysterio instead of forget that he's Peter Parker?
Right. Yeah. There's so many things that he could have people forget instead of forget that he's Peter Parker.
But I mean, a big part of that film, though, is the arrogance of Doctor Strange thinking he can pull it off.
Yeah.
Sorry, so Jay, you got a couple comments here, but the most of the time, yeah, of course, the MCU versions of the characters are way less powerful, which I also kind of have. As time goes on, as we get to Secret Wars and stuff, I really hope they kind of change that a little bit, because I'd like to see some more powerful like the Hulk should be more powerful than he is. Even if the most powerful we've seen him, he should be more powerful than that, I think. The movie was long enough. They should have just added the Spidey Punisher fighting the Hand at the Staten Island part. So a lot of people complain about the length of the movie. I thought it was fine. I didn't have any problem with the length.
No, it was good.
Hey, Jedi F Master, what's up? Hey, by the way, we are talking about Spider-Man Brand New Spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, just be warned. That's what we're talking about right now. Thanks for sharing the artwork. What else was kind of?
So, by the way, I didn't say it during the thing, but I think that his Phoenix picture was actually Sadie Sink.
Yeah,
the hooded Sadie Sink. Yeah.
For sure. I imagine that was part of that. That's why I mentioned the hood, but I didn't say anything about it.
Right.
Like in a hood. Interesting.
I was like, wait a minute. Yeah.
By the way, since I did make that comment about the origin, I think Sadie Sink is a really cool choice for I think
it's great casting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that she's like the best possible, but I think it's slightly weird because she came from a series where there was a psychic powered kid that wasn't her, and now she's the psychic powered kid. That's the only thing that's kind of weird about it to me, but whatever. I mean,
I think she did a great job in the movie, and like the part where she gains telekinesis and everything was or realizes she has telekinesis, unlocks telekinesis in her head.
She was way better in this than showed more range and depth than she even did in Stranger Things, and I think she was one of the highlights of Stranger Things. So
I thought she did great.
What was your favorite homage shot, by the way? Like, which one like stuck out to you as like, oh, that's awesome?
Oh, the AF-15 was amazing.
That was really good.
That was super good.
That was really good.
But like all of them, I like even the I know that cover when it was Spidey in the 70s doing goofy stuff where he's fighting Ramrod. I was like, oh god, that cover. And like
they picked some strange ones, dude. Like the Boomerang cover, even the Tarantula cover isn't like that crazy. But
the cover, that one's a pretty big one because it was on the Peter Parker #1 and
it was
an issue of Spider-Man.
But I mean, like they're like the McFarlane stuff makes perfect sense to me. I guess for me, it's like, why not have Eric Larson in there? Was there a Mark Bagley one even? Like that's some of the omissions are kind of a bigger deal to me than the ones they included.
Yeah, they did do a lot more of the classic, like, early Spider-Man stuff rather than
Yeah. Jay, I hope so. Like I freaking hope so. The X-Men need to be young, dude. If you start with
that's what I have heard, that they're going to go. They're not going to try to. They said not that we're not going to look for talented actors, but we're going to look for a lot of unknowns and people that are just coming up or just being discovered. And
because the problem I have with most of the X-Men stuff that we've gotten so far is you don't get to see it. Not necessarily from the very, very beginning, although that would be cool. I'd be in favor of that. But it's like, let's not make it about Wolverine and Storm right off the bat. Like, let's make it about some of the more original X-Men. Let's make it about some of the original stories. Let's make it about growing up with them. And let's get all those stories. And in order to do that, or at least, all the good ones, in order to do that, they have to be young, because otherwise they'll be 60 by the time they get to Dark Phoenix Saga or something.
Okay, so this could be a hot take, but like a lot of people say, like, the original X-Men stories are pretty terrible.
I think that there's a lot of stuff you don't need to bother with until the Claremont era.
Yeah.
But I think it's crazy to start with stuff after that Claremont era.
Yeah, no, and there's some stuff. There's really, like, bringing in, like, when characters first appear, like the Juggernaut, and a lot of that kind of stuff would be interesting to bring, like, that stuff in early on to show that relationship and stuff. But
hey, Lyle,
we're doing spoilers if you haven't seen Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Just a heads up.
Yeah, it does kind of suffer. X-Men, a bit of a tangent, but it's one I'm super interested in, so I'll talk about it for a second. It does kind of suffer from a problem of like, if you just do X-Men 1, it's really hard not to say that doing just that Magneto story is a little too simple, especially since after X-Men, was that 2000 when that came out, the first Fox movie? That's maybe a little too similar. You know, it'd be like if when Tom Holland was introduced to the MCU, if we just did he's getting bit by a radioactive spider, he's starting to use his powers. Like, you don't, and it's great because they didn't do that.
When they showed him in freaking Civil War, we already, hey, that's Spider-Man. We know everything about him. You know, yeah.
Although what's funny and what's great about it at the same time is we've never seen Tom Holland get bit by the spider. Not even in a flashback. And they somehow did Spider-Man as a fully established character, and yet still did several movies to tell like his origin story, and I think that was great.
Right.
Because really, you can make the argument that No Way Home is his like.
Well, and he's a different Spider-Man. He didn't have the Uncle Ben thing, so
he had the Aunt May moment. In fact, the Russo brothers have said that their version of Spider-Man, when they shot the first scene with Tom Holland in Civil War, that Ben did not die because of a mistake Peter made. It was an accidental or natural causes death, most likely in their minds.
Right.
And he lost his uncle and he lost his parents. A lot of speculation that he lost his parents in 9/11, actually. We don't know. And it's kind of, but it's funny because at the end of No Way Home, he's got the bright colored suit. He's lost Aunt May. He's starting out in an apartment without any money. That's very
he's
much
starting off as Steve Ditko Spider-Man. Yeah, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Excellent, Son of Crom. Hey, welcome to the show, by the way, Preston. I totally understand. This is longer than we probably would normally plan to go, just because we wanted to talk about this, but we didn't want everybody to get.
Thanks for being here, Preston.
And totally understandable, Lyle. I actually, Regal Cinemas near me does discount Tuesdays, where it's a lot cheaper to go, and so that's when my family went and we saw it last Tuesday, because I couldn't afford to pay full price right now. That's for sure.
Right.
So, anyways, Spider-Man, just to kind of sum it up, Brand New Day is a fantastic film. It's really well done. I think it's kind of crazy that it's the highest grossing Spider-Man film to me, because I still don't think it's the best one. That doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Yeah, I think, this one hit just as emotionally as the last one. I mean, it was,
but that's totally emotionally, and for Peter coming into who he is at the core of his character, it was a very Spidey story.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about it. But the actual villain and the villain arc, and to me, that's not that good. And also the organic stuff, I thought was really like, I don't know. That's the other part that I kind of lost me on the movie, is I don't like the organic web shooters. I don't, that's in the trailer. So if you're still watching, whatever. I don't like all that stuff. And I think that they could go really cool places with that because of Secret Wars and Doomsday and stuff. But I don't know, man. It's just, to me, somebody was like talking about it online, and I got involved in an argument where they're like, well, but this is cooler because Spider-Man could just be anybody. And I'm like, but Spider-Man's a fucking genius. Like, him designing his web shooters and building them, and him being like, he designed the web fluid, like that's part of his character. And it's weird to just like take that away. Like, what does it do for him? How does it help him grow? And it's impossible to say, because that story isn't resolved in this movie. So I'm still reserving judgment on that, because again, there's some really, like, he could find the symbiote suit, and that could help level out his abilities and powers and stuff. And then he could go through that emotional kind of second arc, the suit's kind of controlling his emotions or urging him to do things he doesn't want to do. And that could be an amazing way to
with more of that arachnid DNA or whatever. Yeah.
But to me, for the arachnid DNA thing, just felt very, it felt Sony, Madam Webby kind of, like, I don't know how else to describe it.
It's all to do with I mean, this goes back to the first Spider-Man movie with Sam Raimi and him wanting to do the organic web shooters, and then they put that's been in two different stories now that they had him get the organic, and then they kind of over time just kind of forgot about it, and then they did it again, and then they just kind of forgot about it.
And the moment in No Way Home where like they're making fun of Tobey Maguire for the organic web shooters is one of the funniest moments in that movie.
Right.
I love that moment.
That's great.
But it's really, you know, I don't want to make it sound like I'm like harshing on the movie. I'm just like I'm a little like surprised at the reaction, I guess, considering that, and that's what reinforces my opinion that a lot of people went to go see it because they wanted to like know without being spoiled what's going on with Sadie Sink's character. So that was really successful, I think.
Yeah, but a lot of people are rewatching it because of the emotional impact
Sure.
of him reestablishing that relationship with MJ and with Ned, and that whole thing. It was so powerful. So
The Tom Holland Spidey movies, like especially the named ones, like not just the ones he's in, are so friggin' good. Like the Far From Home is the worst one in my opinion, and that's still a really good movie.
Yeah.
I liked Mysterio and everything in that movie, but it just kind of suffered from like, maybe it was because it was abroad instead of there was the Night Monkey stuff. It was a little strange, but it was still really, really good. And if that's the worst movie you've made, holy crap! I can't wait to see more. But I am curious, you know, because we have Doomsday, we have Secret Wars, we have a lot of crossover stuff coming over. It really makes me wonder, where do you go next for your next actual Spider film? Like, I saw people saying they wanted like more Tombstone in this movie. I'm like, really? You wanted more? Like, why?
Yeah, and I mean, hey, hats off to Marvel and Sony, because like they really heavily leaned into like Tombstone was really going to be a big part of this movie.
Yeah,
for a while there, they had a lot of like scenes with dialogue and stuff that you could see and everything, and I'm like, wow, he really was.
He had like one line, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And then there was also a lot of stuff about Keith David. Like, well, who's Keith David playing? He does the voice on like a freaking documentary. So I saw the crown. Like, I didn't read this coming. I think a portion of the movie's success is the growing love of Zendaya and Tom. It's kind of like the Travis and the Swifties. Maybe there's a lot of newer, younger fans in general, and that's awesome. By the way, I think that's a really salient point.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that that's pretty well deserved. And shout out to oh god, what's Ned's actor's name? I forgot his name. Shout out to him. He does a good job too. Like, he's been solid.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that kind of leads back to what I was just saying. There's some people, I've seen some speculation that they're still going to keep going Hobgoblin for Ned.
Yeah. Although he said that but he had nothing. I promise not to try to kill you.
I really want to see symbiote and Venom stuff. I think we're there. Like, I don't know. That's just where I'm at, because I want to see Carnage, and I want to see Venom and, you know, Carnage and all that stuff.
We saw Carnage. He was Woody Harrelson.
No. MCU. Fuck Sony.
You want to see Carnage versus Spider-Man. You want to see Venom versus Spider-Man.
I don't want to see Woody Harrelson with a wig ever again. No offense to Woody. Do True Detective season 1, take 2.
I think it'll be really interesting to see where they go in the Secret Wars stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of people saying we're going to see Tobey Maguire in Secret Wars,
and Andrew Garfield possibly as well.
Andrew Garfield, and those two characters are probably going to die. And then that in original or in the new Secret Wars storyline, Spider-Man is in a life raft. Tom Holland Spider-Man would be one of the characters in a life raft that is unaffected by Doctor Doom creating Battle World and changing reality. So there's Spider-Man and several other characters. So they're saying in that storyline, that could be where he is in that floating bubble post-credit scene.
Yeah.
So,
which, by the way, it was a little sad to not see a mid-credit scene too.
Right? Yeah.
I kind of wanted one in a movie like this. Even if you did your like funny one there and you did the little like, because the post credit scene is very like, it's not
Okay,
much.
we're talking about, okay, but we talked about Supergirl. I was disappointed. There was no post credit in Supergirl.
That's true. Was there in in Superman they had the rebuilding Metropolis thing, right? The little
They had that one, and they had a mid credit with her in Crypto, didn't she? Wasn't that mid credit?
Was that mid credit or was that just at the very end of the film? I think it was just at the very end.
Maybe it was just the end. But yeah, they had the whole end with the rebuilding and he's like, it's off by so great, Mr. Terrific.
I don't mind if DC did no post credits in Superman and they just did no post credits. I actually would be really cool with that. I actually kind of don't like the post credit scene. But if you're an MCU film, my OCD requires you to have one, and this was a very weak one. Then again, it's better this than like including Hercules and never talking about him again, or including all these other ones that have never went anywhere.
Right.
Or Eros or Star Fox.
Haven't paid off yet. How's that?
True, but like at this point, like who would fucking remember? I mean us, but most audiences would be like, who's that guy?
Hey, Captain America, Brave New World, or that was called. Yeah, well, we paid off a 20-year-old or 20-year-old Hulk story, right?
Figure this is my thank you very much for sending the email. I definitely want to check it out, and I don't mind about people talking about AI in chat. I have a barrier of proof for what before I make accusations for people, and it's more than just I saw it and think it's AI. And maybe your email completely does that, which is why I want to go check it out and read it. Your Mark Spears one was definitely interesting, and I had opinions on it.
When you have more time to in depth, delve into it and really look at the pieces.
But it's always welcome, and you are always welcome in chat. You expressing your opinions. We
appreciate everybody in chat,
definitely, and anybody who wants to engage in honest conversation. Extra so thanks, man. Totally no hard feelings one way or the other for me. Just explaining. So there's, to me it's like I want to see that stuff. I mean, God, speaking of post-credit, they teased Eddie Brock. Seeing that he saw J. Jonah Jameson's broadcast or whatever, I think at the end of Venom 3.
Yeah. And we had the little piece of the symbiote that was left after Eddie got zapped back.
Yeah.
So
cool, man. So I think that there's some fun stuff with that. Because we did tease it a little bit. If anybody's still following this thread, the damage control stuff. It's like he starts working for damage control, and then he realizes, I made a mistake. That's what I'm talking about.
I love that too. There was that same damage control agent who said, "I love you, Spider-Man. I never do anything to hurt you." And then he's the one who ends up fighting at the end when he's stretching.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Yep. There's some good stuff in there. There is the whole Frank hospital scene, which was funny. I mean, just watching my daughter laugh at that just told me like that's a good moment, you know. It's really cool to see Spider-Man beloved right now, considering how No Way Home and Far From Home, how those films went, with everybody hating Spider-Man. But it does make me wonder if we'll get more J.K. Jameson, J. Jonah Jameson, and kind of spinning, evil pictures of Spider-Man and all that kind of stuff. I wonder if
he's a menace.
Yeah. What do you think about the Ned thing at the end? What's your take on the Ned scene at the end? Because everybody has a different opinion on it. End. The handshake.
He remembered. He remembered.
Does he
remembered
remember
everything. I think he remembered everything, and I think he remembered everything because of his affinity for magic, that he was able to overcome the spell.
I don't think the girl that lives in his apartment was anybody.
The girl who lives in his apartment building was the gal from high school who was always doing the announcements and everything. The blonde-haired girl.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was her.
The one that was on the TV show they did? in the school?
Yeah, she's actually a Spider-Man character. I don't remember her name, but
a civilian in Spider-Man, right?
she's a civilian Spider-Man character who
Yeah.
went to high school with Peter and Mary Jane and Ned and everyone. She's the
I did
same.
not recognize her.
It was the same actress. The one
no,
is
I believe you.
is that
I
my
believe you.
top? Are those my jeans? Yeah.
Yeah. I believe you. I just didn't recognize her. She must have like aged up a little bit or something. Just facially, you know. Because I didn't clock it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was her.
No, not Liz. Is it Betty Brant?
Yeah, Betty. I think that's Betty. Is it Betty Brant?
That's what Google's telling me. That's interesting, dude. I didn't. So I saw people posting on Instagram before you even saw the movie about like Black Cat, and I was like, so I saw her, and I'm like, are they saying that's Felicia Hardy? No.
No, I'm 99% sure it was Betty Brant.
Oh, I believe you. Although
That was a great scene, by the way.
Not on IMDb.
When he walks away wearing those jeans.
Am I
Is
looking at the wrong
IMDb
thing?
saying it's not her? I don't know.
I'm curious. I'm trying to. I thought it was the actress's page. Let me go look at the actual. I'm looking at the actual Brand New Day page. Full cast. God, they made this so much harder these days. I remember the old IMDb where you could easily see all this stuff on one page. Betty Brant is not listed in the cast of characters on IMDb.
Maybe she is Felicia. I don't know. I thought it was Betty.
No, there's no way that was Felicia Hardy, dude.
I thought it was supposed to be Betty, but
Apartment Girl is listed as Taryn Marie Butler, which is not the actress that played. She, in fact, looks like she's never been anything else.
okay.
So let me make sure we're all thinking of the same person. Share this real fast. That's her headshot.
Okay. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah.
And she's listed as Apartment Girl in the cast here, and looks like she's going to be in Breaking Cover, whatever that is. But
Okay. Well, I just thought she was. She does have a semi resemblance to the other guy.
okay, I know that girl was in Homecoming. I think she was in all the other movies, but I'm just going to go to the Homecoming cast because I feel like it was smaller. And here's Betty Angori Rice. I mean, that's who we're talking about, right? That looks like her. Yeah. Okay. I was curious about that too for a second. And then I was like, because they show her twice, I think.
Yeah, she's in the. She's like, she says something like, "Oh, same floor" or something, and then another time,
yeah.
Then
And
she's
he's
like,
all-
"Hey, is that my top?" Yeah. So
Yeah, because in the second scene, I was really paying attention to her face. I'm like, I don't recognize this person. Like, not even as an actor from anything else. Explains why, because she's not in anything else. Yeah, Betty Brant. That makes sense. That's a very Stan Lee name too, with the alliteration and everything.
she later on, she ends up working at the Bugle and stuff. And,
Yes,
and Peter ends up dating her at the Bugle. So,
and then in the movies, Ned dates her for a little bit, right?
yeah, yep,
Yeah. Oh, Neddykins or what? She has some like pet name for him or something.
right.
I really liked seeing them hang out together again in the apartment, like building a Lego set.
Oh, there were so many. That was just so heartwarming when he's wearing the mask, and then she draws the picture of him, but he's not wearing the mask. And
yeah.
it was really, really well done. Like, just very, yeah. And I didn't realize,
it was a very emotional film.
I didn't realize at the end of the last movie the reason that he didn't. They did a good job of reiterating why he didn't reveal to Ned and MJ that was because of Aunt May. I didn't realize that at the end of the last movie, that was why he didn't reveal to them.
It makes it all does fit, and that's why, like, I might have, this is just how my mind works. You know this by now. I'm like, oh, this and this are interesting, but it's because I want to see how they put those puzzle pieces together, and
Right,
I give them the leash or whatever to do that. And if they don't do it well, then I'll criticize it again. But it's like, I just like, that's what makes it good to me, is it's not like, I wasn't like, oh yeah, this all makes sense and this is how they're gonna do it, and all, like, it's actually still surprising, and I like that about it.
Yeah, no, I give the movie like 2 thumbs up. It was great.
Yeah. My daughter asked me what I gave it. She wants to know everything out of 10 now. She asked what I gave it. I was like, I give it a 9 out of 10. She's like, I give it a 10 out of 10. I'm like, that's awesome. Nothing makes me happier than you give it a 10. She's like, why didn't you give it a 10 out of 10? And I told her the reasons. I was like, I don't really like the whole like organic web arachnid thing. And I didn't love like seeing Jean Grey's story get changed a little bit, but I really want to see what they do with it. And I feel so excited watching her. She was such a big Sadie Sink fan, such a big Max fan in Stranger Things. And she saw like all the speculation like on YouTube and stuff about like who Sadie Sink was going to play. And she was like, I wonder who she is. I wonder who she is. And she was, they say Jean Grey. And she just like lit up like a Christmas tree. And it was so awesome to watch, dude. Like,
right.
That was great. And speaking of that, going back now to the first trailer that we saw for this movie, and it's in the final film, there's the girl on the train, or it was a train or a bus, I can't remember now, who looks like Rogue.
Yeah. Could be.
Before I was like, no, that's just like an interesting coincidence or like a fun little Easter egg.
It could be more of an Easter egg because they haven't cast who's going to play Rogue, but it could, it could be.
But maybe they didn't. They just stuck it under our noses, right? Like,
right? Could be, yeah.
Or they could go back and say like it's the same character, but we have a different actress playing her. Or they could, because they did that with they retroactively made Tom Holland's Peter Parker the kid in Iron Man 2.
Right. Yeah.
With the Iron Man mask on.
Right.
At the Stark Expo.
Right. He's the one who puts up the toy repulsor and is about ready to get killed. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it could be fun stuff like, but I mean, with it being Jean Grey, it really does kind of add a new dimension to that.
Kid in the group that everybody's looking at the window at Frank in the window and cheering. And
the kid looks at Peter.
The kid looks at Peter and gives him the thwip. I'm like, that's Miles.
I've seen people say that. I don't know, man. To me, it's
probably not, but it could be.
Wasn't there a Miles reference in No Way Home?
There was the Prowler, the character that plays. Well,
no, but he was in Homecoming. I mean, like, I'm talking about a Miles reference.
Was there?
I mean, and he says Miles in Homecoming when he's going to be, I'm going to be late, Miles, sorry, or whatever, right?
The Prowler character?
Yeah. Donald Glover. Yeah. But I'm talking about, I think there was an actual reference to Miles in No Way Home.
I don't know.
Oh, that's what it was. Electro tells Peter that he hopes there's a black Spider-Man out there somewhere in the multiverse.
Right. Yep.
So kind of, sort of, more of a reference, but
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was the Donald Glover one is probably the most concrete thing, but
yeah. I don't know, man. I love the film. Just because I have like criticisms doesn't mean I don't love it. But
I thought it was. And the guy from freaking what's the name of the show that I'm trying to think of? The head guy from Damage Control. What was his show that he was in? He was in the one where they went into work and half of their brain was in work, and the other half was out.
Oh, was he in Severance?
He was in Severance. He's the guy in Severance who was like giving them the party favors and stuff and everything. Now it's time to dance. We have some
Trammell Tillman.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great at that part of playing like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm supposed to be kind of non-threatening, but actually, I'm a really bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, dude, the whole movie was pretty solid. I do think. I mean, it was great seeing Punisher and Spidey together finally.
Yeah, no, I thought that was great. The interaction between those two was awesome.
It did make it more obvious that Spidey should have been in Daredevil. I'll say that much. Yeah. Like he was doing nothing during that time. Like what?
Right.
That was weird.
Yeah, there was Kingpin references him in Daredevil. He says something like a man dressed up as a bug or something, or something like that.
I mean, still, dude, it made it. That was a glaring omission thing. It was probably a friggin' Sony rights deal, but like, well,
yeah, a lot of people thought we were gonna see Daredevil because we had the hand, but
yeah, and vice versa. Daredevil being this would have made a lot of sense, even if it was just a quick scene or whatever. But then again, he also was in No Way Home. But yeah, it was fantastic. I probably do need to wrap it up though, so I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to mention, but we've been on.
Yeah, I want to go on for another 2 hours about it. No,
okay. Well, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to say anything else you were waiting to say. If there was anything we didn't touch on.
No, I absolutely love the movie. Like I said, there's little things that could there have been some changes? Yeah, but overall, I think that it was good. It was great.
Okay, I'm gonna share. Oh, let's get at this. I'm gonna share one more funny meme that I saw that I was kind of, there's some great reels and stuff I've seen, but I want to share one funny meme. The theater will erupt if this happens in Doomsday. Oh, those are pretty funny. For those that may not recognize, it's essentially it's for Toby, Andrew, and Tom Holland. It's all the characters they lost. They're Uncle Ben's, so to speak. Not to disrespect Aunt May, but I thought that was great. Oh, you do, dude. Fallen is a fantastic film. Thanks for reminding me about that. The part where Sadie was jumping body to body in that film. It's got that vibe. If you see the trailer, I think it shows it too. Yeah, that's a fantastic movie. Denzel Washington, John Goodman. Time is on my side. Is in that movie.
Yeah, that's a good movie. That is a good movie.
Anyhow, thanks for joining us at our new time slot. We'll be back for the foreseeable future. We'll see how this goes. We'll see what the format might change. The time that we're on might change. All that, like the length of the show might change. But we're probably going to keep doing this. It works out better for my co-host. It works out just as well for me, and I think it works for a lot of our audience better. So my favorite ask is make sure to tune in next week if you liked it at this time slot. If you're still somehow watching us 2.5 hours later, and let us know that you really enjoyed this, and we will be back next week with more Best Coast Comics. Thanks for being here, Bigby. Thanks for being here, everybody in the chat. Remember to share that community artwork if you want it shared on the show next week. And we'll catch you next week, right, everybody?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.